I know we are. Sorry.
Hello.
Well, hello, everybody. We've been goofing off back here and talking about this and talking about that. And we're waiting for Steven to get in here because he's in the community chat talking it up. He's tweeting about this and tweeting about that. And Steven, you got to get in here because we've got a pretty awesome panel. We got Matt's Mama Bear, got OG Star Wars, we got
Hello.
Drew, we got Tommy. So, everybody, what are you doing right now? We'll work clockwise.
Okay, which way is clockwise? No.
And I think that
We're off to a rousing start.
I think that starts with you, sweetie.
Yes,
All right.
my natural motion is counterclockwise.
All right, so I'll start then, since I'm usually the one who starts off everything anyways. Okay, so hi everybody, my name is OG Star Wars, and I am your Legends girl trying to make it in this discounted world, and I am glad to be here with you guys. Right now, I'm currently just on the live stream, chatting it away, chatting it up with whatever subject we're going to present, and I am drawing Mara Jade, getting ready to paint her. So this is exciting.
Indeed.
And that's it.
So, Drew, what's been going on with you?
Well, other than the fact that I now have heat, so big shout out to the Phantom Menace community for reaching out, banding together, and helping my mother, my sick mom, and I through such a rough time. You know, it's greatly appreciated. But for those of you out there that don't know me, I am Drew Taylor, staff writer for Bounding into Comics, aka Supreme Heretic. You can hit me up at youtube.com/Supreme Heretic. And check out my channel because I do a lot of streaming content, and we discuss everything that the Phantom Menace discusses normally, which is everything pop and geek culture. So check me out.
Oh, indeed. Tommy.
Yep, this is Tommy. I'm an angry guinea pig.
Choke. Oh, goodness.
God.
Try to follow that up.
Oh God, man! Why you gonna screw Mama Bear all up like that,
It's Tommy. It's all good.
man?
For those of you out there listening, the coyote has definitely joined the party.
Mhm. This is true.
Yeah.
So, Mama Bear, what you got going on?
Hey, Mads Mama Bear here. You can find me at Mads Mama Bear both on YouTube and on Twitter. Normally I do up recipes. I'm hoping to have one up for Christmas Eve. You know, cookies for Santa type situation.
Nice.
But I have
looking forward to that.
I have, as you guys, those of you who are familiar with me will recognize my voice is not what it is. This is the loudest I've been able to talk all day. So
There's a lot of that going around. I got a little something of that going on myself, and I'm drinking some yucky medicine.
yeah,
tea.
apparently there might be some of that going around with my kid too. So
I mean, geez, oh man, I feel lucky. I'm like not. I don't have the holiday sickness, at least.
guys, I'm gonna have to pop off for a second. I'm getting a phone call.
Okie dokie.
Okay. So, Drew, you've seen The Rise of Wokeness.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are your thoughts?
Well, interesting enough, when you guys were live earlier, I was hoping to get on because I wanted to tell Steven that story from when I saw the showing I saw. There was actually a walkout at my showing. About 40 minutes in, a middle-aged couple got up and walked out of the theater. And I saw this at a small little community movie theater because thankfully, dude, I only paid $4 to see the movie. It was great.
Wow.
So it was awesome. So I guess you could say I got my money's worth. I feel like $4 even was too much for that after seeing it. But the thing is, yeah, about 41-minute mark, a middle-aged couple got up and walked out. And as it was, the movie
everyone.
theater.
Hey,
Hey,
now.
JR.
Hey, Nick.
Yeah, how you doing? The movie theater was probably about a 60, 70 seat theater, Bear. And there was maybe 40 people there, probably less.
There's about
So,
20 at mine.
yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, there was definitely a walkout. There was a middle-aged couple got up and walked out, and you could read by their body language they didn't have pleasant expressions on their faces. So that should tell you all you need to know. I mean, the movie was a disjointed mess to me, you know, and it completely, as everybody has since talked about, it's invalidated Lucas's work. It invalidated 1 through 6.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Drew. I was just looking at Bear over here.
No,
Sorry.
no problem. But yeah, it completely invalidated episodes 1 through 6.
Yes, I would have to agree with that.
Yes,
On
sir.
so many different levels too.
Yeah,
Is my sound coming in okay?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
you
you
sound,
sound good.
fine, man.
All right.
All right, go ahead, Nick. Pick up on the party here.
Oh, I was looking at Bear holding up what looked like a car. Jada.
Yeah, he did. I actually
Toy.
saw him get that last night.
Yeah, we were in the yard working, and I decided, well, I got to go to the store, and so I got basically some
Yeah.
cold medicine, cough medicine.
Bear
Yeah.
found Car and Ecto 1, and there was even a kit there, but he already has kit.
Well, you know, I don't know if you know this. Well, you probably don't. But I was actually supposed to help Jada with that toy line, and they kind of screwed me. But
Oof.
they took my artwork from my book because I wrote a book on the television show Knight Rider. That's what
Yeah.
KR Companion stands for, called the Knight Rider Companion, and they used the scanner art in their 1/32nd scale, the
Mhm.
1/32nd scale kit car, and didn't tell me.
Oh wow.
So I said, hey, you know, that artwork belongs to me. It doesn't belong to NBC. You can't do that. And if they had just contacted me and asked, I would have gave them a higher quality image to use, you know, because image quality is important to artists, especially to me. I have a high standard with my brand. Hello, OG Star Wars Legends gal.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
I am currently drawing right now, getting ready to paint Mara Jade.
Sweet.
Yeah, I just seen what you just posted. That's looking nice.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're gonna all look forward to seeing it when you're done.
Yeah, I will have copies of Luke Skywalker, my painting of him, and then this one too as well.
Sweet.
Awesome.
So anyway, the car thing was my idea. The car repaint, they didn't even know who Carl was. And after I signed this, because I met with them, they're in the City of Industry here in California to settle on what happened. And I met the CEO of Jada, and he's like, yeah, I really like your stuff. I like your artwork. How about you come work for us? I'm like, oh, sure. Yeah, great. I wasn't even going in there for a job interview. And they signed a limited license agreement with me to use that artwork to basically pay me back royalties on what they sold, because they already put it out in the marketplace.
Right.
And I don't know, for whatever reason, they just kind of blew me off after that. So that's the way it is. But that happens. That happens with toy companies a lot, because you know they don't care about Knight Rider. They don't care about accuracy. They just want to play. They just want to put out something based on the name.
Yep. They want to use that as their shingle and make some money off of it.
I think the last time I was on here on one of these podcast things, I was trying to explain that the fandom for Knight Rider is very similar to the fandom for Star Wars in the aspect that Disney is trying to remove the George Lucas from Star Wars as much as they can get away with. Like
Yep.
NBC tried to remove the Glenn A. Larson from Knight Rider as much as they could legally get away with.
Yep.
And when you do that, you lose the fans, you know, because the fans gave the property its value, and they always will. Disney doesn't understand this. Disney thinks, oh, well, we own this property, so we can do whatever we want with it. And if you don't like it, tough shit. Until they start losing money. Then all of a sudden, they start listening.
Maybe.
My sources have told me, and I'm still trying to get more confirmation on it, that Kathleen Kennedy is gone. She will be announcing her resignation before Celebration 3 before Celebration gets here in Anaheim.
Mm-hmm.
This is her last film. And
Yeah.
what I'm being told, she is going to use the excuse that she wants to spend time with her family. So if you see that go down, you heard it from me.
Awesome. We'll talk about it when that does happen.
Hey, Nick! I saw the Mike Tracer Knight Rider series, so I know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah.
I remember
If it's Knight Rider, I'm pretty much the man. I've been involved with everything for the last 12 years, on some degree or another.
You and I will have to discuss it sometime. I mean, there was actually some good episodes of that series, but not much.
There was
Well, look at that.
there was potential there, but there was a lot of ego that got in the way. Just like with Star Wars. I think that I liked The Force Awakens. I liked what it set up. I liked the mystery boxes. It's just a shame that none of it paid off.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's the theory I got about it. I think what it was when Johnson made his movie and he completely disregarded what Abrams wanted. Abrams got ticked off, and his single-minded response was, "Well, I'm going to piss all over what you did." And they
Disney paid billions of dollars to settle a fucking feud war between two directors.
It was a beef, and a personal beef cost us 40 years of a storied franchise, because I fully believe when JJ couldn't get everything coherent, he just threw up his hands and said, we'll put out what we have, because I'm satisfied because I got one up on Johnson. And that's all he cared about.
Is Steven in here? I can't tell. I'm not
He's in
sure
the
how
chat.
this works. That's what I thought.
Hey, Bear. She did get a hold of me back. Now, whether or not she still wants to try to pop in or not, I don't know. But she did get a hold of me finally.
Well, we'll see. Let's drop her link in the chat. And
she said link.
Oh,
okay.
Send it to her.
Hold on, I'm trying to pull it up.
Yeah, I saw Rise of Skywalker in the theater, like a good person, and then I watched the pirated copy.
Yeah, I was fortunate, Nick, because I only spent $4 to see it.
I spent $12, so I'm not really, I bought my ticket a month ago, so matinee price, cheapest I could get, the best theater. So
yeah, I am not wasting any money on that. So I just watched spoilers.
No. Alora is gonna sail the 7 seas.
What's that? I never heard of that. I don't know anything about that.
No, we don't know what that
We
is.
call it sailing the high seas.
Exactly. In the Navy. 7 seas.
Here we go.
As they say in the parking lot, what's that? I never heard of that. I don't know what you're talking about. Bye.
Yeah.
Disavow.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, who's that? Look, a bird.
Or the word squirrel.
You can do
squirrel.
the Lucasfilm approach. Well, I can neither confirm nor deny that information.
I don't want to be in their realm. Okay, I'd rather stay in Legends.
Yeah.
Oh God,
You
yes.
should have saw the tweet I put out earlier this morning, Alora. I put up.
What's up, Mark? How you doing?
Keep Kathleen Kennedy and her shitbird minions away from my favorite character and era. And I had that picture of Revan.
Oh yeah, you've seen that they're hinting around about bringing them in.
Yeah, I know. And that's why I made that tweet this morning. I'm like, no, not my Revan.
No, you can't do that. Either
Well, they already bastardized Thrawn, so why not?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yep.
Don't tell me this, guys. I love Dark
You
Friday.
gotta know Mara Jade's coming. They're gonna do something to Mara Jade. It's inevitable.
Oh no.
I know. It's going to be heartbreaking.
Well, hopefully they'll be distracted by their Dr. Aphra series that they're putting together.
They already ruined Palpatine. They already ruined Anakin.
They already pissed off the Raylos. I mean, it's one thing to piss us off, but
That
they
was
pissed
glorious.
off the Raylos too.
That was Nick. That Raylo reaction tweet was so great when they just lost their shit.
Oh, I know, man. It was just.
That was awesome. Where's Ben? Well,
Where the fuck is Ben?
Yeah, we all watched that
I'm pretty
clip, didn't
sure.
we?
Oh my
Oh,
God.
that was so cool.
That was one of our late night sessions where we're basically doing research and taking notes and stuff
Oh
like
man,
that.
that last part spoke to me so much when he says, "I fucking hate Star Wars."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Well,
Those
their
Raylo
motto-
people. I'm sorry.
Their new motto is to disappoint at any means and at all possible means. I mean, everything they've done up to this point has just been disappointing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
They're creative. What do they call them? The unimagineers.
yeah. Well, I ain't gonna
Yeah.
cry. I ain't gonna cry crocodile tears for the Raylo nuts. Not at all.
Oh well, it's kind of ironic that we were kind of mocking the Raylos for a while, and now the Raylos want to join us because even they're pissed off. I just think that's
Yeah.
sweet irony.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But I
Sweet
wouldn't.
irony.
I wouldn't invite them aboard.
Yes, sir.
Be like, go swim in your own community, fishies.
I don't think that kind of street irony cans very well.
Hey, you know what your problem is? You guys, you're all a bunch of incels. Don't you know the Raylo menace is real? The Raylo menace is real.
The Raylo menace. Yeah.
I love it how they said I'm a toxic white man.
Well, gee, I guess.
Oh, really?
The Raylos gonna have to join up with the Gray Order and take us down, huh?
Yeah, you know. Well, no, Alora. They'll tell you if you're a chick, they'll tell you, you have internalized misogyny.
Hey, I'll tell you this. Like my say probably my 6th video that I put up. Some guy was laying into me for using the word "hail," and he was referring it to those people that we fought in Europe in World War II. He was calling me one of those, and I explained to him that "hail" is not that word. I go, that word is IE.
Oh
okay?
well, yeah,
Not
yeah.
yeah. So that's not that word. It's not what it means, and he still didn't get it. And I put a link in there to explain it to him, and I told him to go educate himself.
Well, that's the problem. They don't know the difference between hail and heil.
And also
they got
on
no brains.
Crisis on Earth, they use the word hail inaccurately. That word was never used in that certain country in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and so they're all about calling people names and all that, and they do it without even thinking. It's like, okay, you just called me that. You called me a racist, and it's like, okay, it's like, did you know that my mom is not white? Okay, did you know that? That makes me multicultural.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like there were so many different cultures in the Phantom Menace. And there's men, there's women, and we all basically come to a point where we agree to disagree when we don't agree on stuff. And it's okay.
Yep.
Hey, Bear.
Yeah.
She said as soon as she can. She's still waiting for the other stream to end, but as soon as it ends, she said she'll be in.
Sure. Hey, Steven, can you come on and talk about your tweet that you were tweeting about? You got time? Or you're watching something with your son?
What's your proof about Ryan Johnson being an asshole? All over YouTube. You guys, man.
Who?
Oh, these Twitter people always trying to pick fights.
Oh, yeah.
I just came from
I get so tired of arguing with these people now. I'm just like, I'm not going to do your job for you. Do your own research. You find it. It's there. I'm not your instructor.
Yeah, sometimes
These
they're
people
probably
are
just gonna,
these people are so lazy, you know, like they come at you with the worst opinions and positions, and then either they demand you prove something, which means you got to do the work to prove your point to them, or they're like, well, you're just an ass, and if you don't like it, well, I don't know what to tell you. I'm gonna block you, blah blah blah, and they block you, and
right,
that's it. You know, it's
Oh,
like, well, hey, go ahead and block me. Save me another 10, 15 minutes of dealing with your shit.
right.
Oh well, that's the problem with those type. You know, whether there's something to really be offended by or not, they are going to go out of their way to create something to be offended by.
Sure. Well, you know, and it's the freaking Ryan Johnson defenders are coming out of the woodworks because of the war. You know, the rivalry between JJ and RJ. That stuff's all sparked up, and it's like, yeah, okay, so J.J. Abrams did some stupid things in his movie, but it didn't make The Last Jedi any better.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
You know,
Mm-mm.
they seem to think that, like, you know, they're now. I'm looking at these tweets. They're like, "Oh, we need Ryan Johnson to come back to bring Raylo back to bring Kylo back to life." I'm like, what? Really? Do you honestly think Ryan Johnson gives two shits what you think at this point?
No.
I'll tell you
No.
right now, he ain't getting a trilogy. It ain't gonna happen.
No.
That would be Bizarre World and insanity. I
It
mean,
would
there's a
be
lot of insanity going on right now, but man, it can't be that insane.
It would be extreme desperation on Disney's part because they have nothing better to put on Disney Plus. Like everything Disney has left from the money they've lost on the theme parks and Galaxy's Edge and building, repairing and building Rise of the Resistance and all their theme park expansions and all this other stuff. It's all riding on Disney Plus, saving their ass.
And they're giving it away free right now too. So I mean,
Yeah. But then think about it. What new content did they really have to offer that matters?
mm-hmm.
What's the big draw? They don't have Frozen 2 on there. I don't think they have The Last Jedi on there either.
They can't right now because Last Jedi is still under contract with Netflix and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
But they are banking on nostalgia to keep Disney Plus going. And the new shows that they're offering, like, no one's ecstatic about it. No one I know.
mm-hmm.
One More Day. Oh, okay. Let's look at the lives of Disney cast members. That's a winner. Or, hey, let's hear Jeff Goldblum ramble on about something. It's not a show. I love Jeff Goldblum. Don't get me wrong, but that's not a show to me. I looked at their Marvel slate. You know, it's like basically, I think Disney Plus is an archive for every bad idea that could never work as a theatrical picture. They're putting on Disney Plus as a quote unquote series.
They're
Because
gonna try.
they need content on there. They can't bank off of the Disney Afternoon and the old Disney shorts and stuff forever.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since they spend selectively editing the original classic animated movies for offensive content or whatever and putting trigger warnings in front of things.
That's because everything's offensive.
You know.
Yeah.
Outrage, culture,
Mm-hmm.
irrational reaction.
Was there a epilepsy trigger warning in front of Star Wars when you saw it in the theater? Because there was for
No.
mine.
I didn't notice one, honestly.
Yeah, I was like this blood red background with bold white letters.
Because normally there should be warnings like that on the door eye level when you walk in.
There was one with on the theater door for mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not mine.
This one they actually showed on the big screen itself, right before the movie started.
There was one before the movie started as well, but there was one that the theater had printed out like a paper on the door. So
I bet they didn't even do it right when they put it on the screen, did they? They didn't do it in flashing lights.
Well, and by the time I got through
Tommy.
the 40 minutes of trailers and freaking commercials and shit before the movie even started, yeah, I barely even noticed at that point.
Wow.
I literally screened the theater, start the fucking movie. Well, without the explicit but I thought that in my head. I did say start the damn movie.
I'm telling you, they should do that before every movie. Like before you walk in, they should have like a little screen as you're walking down the hallway with flashing lights. This way, anybody that's got those problems passes out in the hallway before they get into the theater.
You're like runway lights.
They could send somebody in with the medical cot to pick them up and take them into
They
another
just
room.
put a strobe light right in front, and you're trying to read your ticket, and you can't because the thing keeps strobing off on you. Like, what is that? What is my seat number?
hello.
I can't see it.
Wow. Holy crap.
It's
How you
hard enough
doing,
to
Matt?
see your seat number in the dark
Hey.
as it is.
So basically, it looks like episode 8 for this Friday got postponed because I guess they didn't want it to compete with the rise.
Oh,
of,
you mean The Mandalorian?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think they released it early because they wanted to establish that force healing thing before the movie came out.
Yes.
So people wouldn't be screaming that it was just pulled out of their ass.
Yep, they did.
And
They still did.
that's my guess.
Yeah, that's the reason why it came out Wednesday night. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh, that was Wednesday night when that came out, episode 7?
Yeah, they released
I thought it was Friday.
7 early.
That tells you
Oh,
how.
7 was released early because of the movie coming up.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was just for that little tidbit too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which made Baby Yoda even more OP too. So I
But
mean,
yeah, I'd rather he had the ability than friggin' Ray. I mean, at least it's
Well-
understandable with Yoda's race. They have, huge amounts of force affinity. With
Ray has the cheat codes.
yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah.
That's what pissed me off. From the jump, Ray had access to the Game Shark, and she's just carrying around her freaking Game
I know, right? You just throw it in Game Genie codes right and left. And poor Kylo couldn't get the Konami 30 lives code in time, so
Mhm.
oh my god.
he had to give up his one life so she could continue playing the game.
I know he couldn't hit the up down down portion fast enough.
What about
Yeah.
Leia? Didn't she give up her life for that too?
Yeah, she did. She was
Yeah.
just like
Is it just me, or are the new force powers incredibly dangerous?
Hey,
It
Matt
doesn't
Mama
even
Bear,
go with Legends.
you want to trade out with Moria for a little bit? She's going to come in and promote her site.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
yeah. Leia just said, "I'm too old for this piece."
Well, hello there.
Hi.
Hi, Moira.
So, what's
Hi.
this? I hear that you did you make a movie or a mini movie?
I made a short film. Oh, you've got to be kidding me right now. I don't do this often, but sorry.
I got your link up.
Yeah, we
But,
put your link in the chat,
Oh, thank you. 'cause,
and
yeah,
also we'll share the
to do
bejeebus
it.
out
Or,
of it on Twitter and Facebook
got
and
it.
wherever.
oh, okay. Good. 'Cause I was say I don't have it. I would. Never mind. Anyway, yeah, I made two short films this year, and honestly, I was actually surprised because the one they picked to nominate was actually the one I thought the cinematography was not as good, and I was like, really? That was the one y'all picked? Okay. Like, I have a hard time sleeping, so I was kind of just checking my email and junk mail at 5:30 this morning. I'm like, what? Because I had submitted to like small, like film festival type groups, like 5 or 6 of them, and so like I didn't really remember quite who all I had done it, sent it to. So I got that email, and I was like, I don't even know how to act right now.
Well,
Congratulations.
yeah, congratulations.
Congratulations.
I just voted for your movie, Moira.
Oh my god, thank you.
Yay.
Yeah, but Tommy messaged me, and he's like, hey, you like this group wants you on. And I was like, Oh my god, what? I'm being invited to a party? Holy crap. Like, I'm not used to that. Like, what? Usually it's people I know. Which is not bad thing. So hi to all.
Tommy, send her a link to the Twitter DM, and I will go and share them on all the groups on Facebook that I'm part of.
Cool.
And we'll get that shared out on Twitter.
Yeah.
Good stuff there. Awesome.
My friend just messaged me. He goes, "Weren't you just on a stream?" I was like, "I just got kidnapped by another stream."
Right?
You'd be known.
He
You'd be
wants to
known.
know where to find me. Like, hold on, let me.
So
Okay,
is this the first time that you've been nominated for people to vote for it?
Yeah, well, yeah, I've only made 2 films. It would have been 3, but like about 6 months worth of like work I had done. I guess I picked the wrong video editor, and it damaged like 6 months worth of work. So I was so pissed off, I decided I wasn't gonna do it again. And then I changed my mind. And so I was like, okay, let me try a couple of short films instead of like an hour and a half movie. Like that, probably maybe I should start small. And I have like this like notebook full of like movies I actually want, like short films and stuff. Well, 2 of them are longer films, and the rest of them are short films. And so like the one they nominated actually didn't even come out as good as I wanted because of conflicting schedules and very small actor pool.
Right.
So yeah, and part of what inspired that was like we've all been hearing about people making reboots and remakes, which isn't necessarily bad depending on how you do it. But you know, there's nothing new under the sun and this and that. And I've always liked old movies, like classic, like black and white, silent movies, whatever. And I thought, you know what? I've never seen a zombie movie that was a silent film. Huh. So I was like, what the hey? And so I tried doing that, and that's the one they picked. And I was like, so I tried to make it the way they would have in like the 1920s. Is
Nice.
this good? So I was like, why not?
Well, zombies are the in thing these days.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite genres, and so it's kind of like implied gore, implied violence.
So-
It's not really bad, you know.
Yeah.
Someone gave me a really good tip after I had finished the film, because there's a scene where the little girl's left at home because her parents left, and she looks out and like use corn syrup. It didn't dawn on me that red dyed corn syrup wouldn't show up the same.
Well, that's why they used what's it, Hershey's syrup
Yeah, that's
in
exactly
Psycho.
what I was told after I finished making the movie. I'm like, Dad, gummit, where were you like a month ago? Because one of the scenes when the little zombie girl like touches the window and then it's kind of slides her hand along it, and so when the little girl looks out the window, you see the smudge on the glass, but you would have seen it way better if it had been the darn chocolate syrup. Ah!
Huh.
So,
All right,
like,
folks.
I now know my lesson for next time.
You see here, she's 6 down. Come on to this website, and you see right here, I'm voting now.
Oh, my God.
Then got to go down to the bottom and vote.
Oh.
So that's how it's done.
Sorry, it was a little squeaky.
Okay? Now everyone go over there and bombard that with votes.
Oh, my God.
Support her. Support our artists here.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness.
Now I'm going to go share this link.
Yeah, you're gonna put it in the chat in the Twitter.
Yeah, I got to...
Stuff.
It's hard to
Yeah.
copy, right-click and copy a link, because when you copy a link from the chat, it ends up being a YouTube link.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Just
Stories
word
by
of-
Irish. Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, let's see here.
It's awesome. You know, it's probably a good thing that we're all so toxic and everything, you know, hanging out with these fandom menacers. You know, we're such rotten people.
I must
Yeah,
be
we
a
never
little
help
bit-
each other or anything like that, right?
No,
not at all.
remember, Tommy. You know, because of the writing I do, I'm alt right. Don't forget that.
No, well, I know.
Well, all's righty then.
Yeah.
And Drew, I mean, secretly, I know you're part of the Raylo Menace as well. So you can
What?
just stop with all that.
Okay.
He's
Sorry.
exposed. He's exposed.
No. Ew. Tommy,
Don't look
what the hell?
Oh Lord.
Why is it you guys love to push my buttons? You just go push, push, push.
I know a way to push your button, but I ain't gonna do it.
No, hush now.
That's dirty.
That sounds like a challenge to me.
Clean up.
I'm glad I'm not cammed up right now because I'm turning about 50 shades of red.
That's all I had to do. That's all I had to do.
All right. Okay, I shared that on my wall, put it on my story.
Yeah, Moira, we're gonna make sure that we do everything you can to win.
Mm-hmm. Yes, darling.
I would like to quote the late great Eddie Guerrero: "Lie, cheat, and steal."
No, dude, hell yeah. I like Eddie Guerrero.
Honestly, I haven't even looked up what the prize is because I was like so excited I was nominated that like I didn't even bother looking seeing what the prize is or like what would happen if I won. Like,
Yeah,
I'm afraid I might jinx it or something if I do, and because then maybe the prize will matter more, and it shouldn't, you know.
The more important thing is it gets a spotlight on your work, Moira, and that's the biggest thing.
Right, and that's why I'm trying to focus on the fact that I was even acknowledged at all, and I'm like, holy crap, you know. And so I don't even have any idea like what they're offering. Like I have no clue. Like I hope it's not like going to New York or something and go to film school because I'll be like, oh crap, I can't do that. I live in Oklahoma. I can't just leave like that.
Well, I'll tell you. You know, it's like when you get peers in that field that notice the work that you're doing, that means everything. You know, it's one thing for our friends here on YouTube in the content creation community to understand the stuff that we're doing, even though our work is not in the same realm. But the thing is, when one of your colleagues, one of your peers notices, it means a lot. It really does. Like, you know, I mean, I've heard from the guys at Bleeding Cool have reached out to me and say, hey, you know, we read your stuff on Bounding. It's good stuff. I mean, that means the world to me because, you know, I know colleagues in my field are reading my work, and it's just it feels great, and it's got to feel awesome to you.
It feels weird, like a good panic attack.
Yeah.
Is that a thing? Like, I've experienced panic attacks, and usually that's not good. But this is actually kind of a giddy one, and I'm like, oh wow. But it's like embarrassing at the same time. Like it's really complicated to explain.
You feel
Oh,
humble.
please.
Yeah.
You're probably about as happy.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, I'm so excited. I want to share this, but don't look.
You're probably just as happy as my guinea pigs are when I start bringing carrots out to them. You don't have to lie.
Dude, I can't. Every time, I swear to God, I will. Anytime I see your name or hear, or like in this case, hear your voice, I always picture that guinea pig gif you do is like looking up all shocked. I love that. Like, I don't care what conversation you're having, it has nothing to do with me. I'll scroll by, see it, and give it a heart just because that shit makes me smile every time.
Well,
I could be in the middle of a fight with somebody and be like, hold up, this is a guinea pig. You know? I can argue with anybody at any moment. Wait, hold up, time out.
Yeah. All right, it's shared all on the Phantom Menace social networks on Facebook.
Sorry about that. What?
On Facebook.
Yeah, it's shared on Facebook all over the place.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Like, I'm freaking out. So I was like, thank you and stop at the same time. Like, oh wow. I don't know what to say. I love y'all.
Sometimes it's just awesome. Sometimes it's just awesome just to even be invited to the party. You know what I mean?
It is.
The fact that you
That is
got
nothing I've been
that
familiar with till this year.
I guess.
Just got to believe. That's all.
Yep.
Mhm.
Well, you know, if you pick the right friends, good things happen. If you pick the wrong friends, drama happens.
This is true.
Phantom Menace was right.
Indeed. Okay. All right. It's in our creator chats as well.
Woohoo!
So
Uh-huh.
you're going to
Oh, I
find that
don't
there's going to be
know.
a bunch of people sharing that for you.
It's like, oh God.
Retweet. Mara Kitty. Moria Kitty. Israel. Okay. Easy poll.
So,
Dead in the Darkness, that's what it is, right? Is that the one we're supposed to vote for?
6 down.
Yeah, Dead in the Darkness.
Yes.
Okay. Voted.
Yeah, I just realized that mine reset and I was able to vote again.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
you can vote more times, as long as you.
It's,
You
it's
can
every
vote once a day, it says.
yeah, but see, when I voted earlier, we switched over to the next day, so I was able to vote again.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, well, it's 9:42 here.
No, it's
Good old
12:42 here
California.
for me. So
Yeah.
So after midnight, everybody vote again.
Sure.
You okay, dear? So what kind of projects you got going on, Nick?
Me?
Yep.
Thinking of doing t-shirts. Thinking we need some Phantom Menace t-shirts. What do you think?
Yeah.
Some really
Yeah,
nice ones.
I've got some stuff set up with Zazzle.
Well, that was the point of the logo. Anyone can make whatever they want. Everyone can do their own
Yep.
own merchandise because the Phantom Menace logo belongs to everyone. You know.
That's right.
But I would, as a creator of that design, you know, nothing makes me happier than seeing people share it, wear it, and be proud of it.
Right.
I would love to go to Star Wars Celebration in Anaheim in what is it, August next year, and see like everybody wearing Phantom Menace stuff. I mean, if Celebration can make swag and give out the Lucasfilm can give out the Celebration logo for people to make swag, why can't we make our own swag and hand things out and trade and, you know, have banners and shirts and challenge coins and badges or whatever, you know, badge holders and stuff like that. So that's my goal. I want to get that image out there so that because I mean, what better way to identify yourself in a crowd, right? I'm
Right.
wearing a Phantom Menace shirt. You're wearing a Phantom Menace shirt. I know if I walk up to you and say hello, you're not going to chew my head off because you're not some SJW or something. You know, it's like our calling card.
I feel awkward. I'm wearing Bambi right now. Sorry.
I'm in an Elvis robe. Be glad my camera's not on.
We got Bambi. We got
it might be before Disney went to shit. So
we got the Master Chief. We got Bambi. We got everything.
And you just have a painter listening to everything.
Very good
Turning
artist.
out good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Laura, you are good. Hush. Your
Well,
art,
hey, Bear-
your art, awesome.
Hey, Bear,
What's that, Tommy?
I'm thinking about starting my own clique at a Fandom Menace. I'm going to call it the Guinea Menace.
No, there isn't.
Yeah, it'd be called the Guinea Menace.
What?
You should join me.
Turn that up.
Oh, Tommy, I just thought you just hate
You gotta be careful.
you just
gotta be
hate
careful with
everything.
that one.
I've heard that
Oh
before.
my God.
Just walked right into that one.
I heard it and I just like, oh Lord, help us now.
All right, let's see here.
Sorry about the breathing issue. It got too hot in here and I was a little all like, I flustered and just.
I'm gonna share my progress.
It was all that love that was going your way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I felt like my lungs kind of closed up and I'm like, oh Lord.
Yep,
I'm like, oh, do it right on live stream.
we're asphyxiating you with love.
Yeah, I think that's some of it my left lung or right lung.
Yeah, it's that time of year where the weather change creates all kinds of stuff in the air.
Usually that didn't bother me. It's like one of those things where, like, of course, I also used to make crack and popping sounds getting out of bed either. But hey, here we are.
I shared a picture of a progress picture of my underpainting.
What kind of painting do you do?
Right now I'm doing Mara Jade, so it's oil painting though. I'm doing oil
Oh,
paint.
right on.
Oh, it looks nice.
She's doing traditional.
Yes.
Me, I'm a half-ass painter. I'm like very haphazard about it.
I'm a
Oh,
turbo
really? I really am very haphazard. Like, I'll get like a cup and put different colors in real careful so they don't really mix, and just pour it around, give it a shake, and see what happens. Like, I'm a very haphazard person.
Yeah.
So when I say half-ass, that's just about what I mean.
Drawing and painting are not my strong suit. I can write a hell of a good thing, but I cannot draw or paint anything.
I can. It just takes
I'm
a
bad at
long
writing,
time.
but if someone writes something, I can give them ideas on how to improve it, because I guess it's the nitpicker in me. Like, I can find something like, I think it would sound better if you did this, but like, I can't write shit. Well, I wrote my own stories, but like someone else would probably improve upon them if they looked at them. You know what I mean?
Well, see, Moira, you're blunt with me. You'd just be like reading some of my stuff. You'd be like, Drew, this sucks. Change it.
I would not say such a thing. I actually would not. If someone said that to me, that would hurt my feelings, actually. Because I'm kind of like 50 grit, but I do have feelings, and I actually would like be very sad.
Oh, you know it don't bother me.
Yeah, but you also know I wouldn't do that.
Oh, I know.
Like, actually, I think if you use this sentence structure and try it this way, I think it might flow better. You know, it'd be more like that.
The best way.
I do try to come at people the way I would want them to come at me.
The best way to approach critiques is to tell people what you like and what you don't like in even doses.
Right. Like, I love the concept, but possibly if we restructure this sentence right here, it might be a better flow.
Well, no, you're a sweetheart, Laura. Usually you're with Moira too, both of you. But Moira, you usually come at me with kisses. So.
Well, I mean, you don't come at me with much less, you know.
Mm-hmm. Right. Oh, great.
I've never heard a harsh tone come out of you.
No.
I mean, okay, I think there were some trolls once, and I think you may have told them to go fuck themselves. But they don't count as people. You know, but except for that.
Well, hey, you remember how we met, right?
Yeah, I thought you were somebody else.
Yeah.
Like, I thought you were someone else. That's kind of a long story because we're not supposed to talk about YouTubers or mods or whatever. And I thought you were someone else because, like, from my angle, like, it's almost like you popped onto the scene out of nowhere. And I'm like, like, didn't see your face, hadn't heard your voice, and I'm like, I wonder if it's so and so.
By the way,
I thought it was, and I was like, oh, my bad.
By the way,
in the chat for everybody, like, my bad, dude. I thought you were somebody else.
By the way,
Bear.
Bear.
I only only show my face pretty much on live streams.
Oh no, that's fine. Like I just at that particular time, like you were also, but like.
What kind of tea is that?
Yeah, so like, you followed me, and then I was afraid it was someone who had.
Yeah, this gold peak green tea.
I know. I just had a breathing issue. It was drying that shit out. Don't worry.
Yeah, this Gold Peak green tea, Bear, it does wonders in keeping your throat coated, and man, dude, that's amazing.
Yeah, I'm drinking Echinacea, spearmint, slippery elm, a few other things that are in that.
Right on.
Throat coat, and it does not taste good.
Yeah.
Why didn't you put honey in it?
I don't think I have any honey.
And see, then it's your fault.
A bear without honey? What?
Hey, Drew, let's switch you out with Mads real quick so she can say goodnight to everybody.
Yeah, no problem.
She wants to go to sleep.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure.
Time to hibernate.
All right, Mads, you want to plug your channel real quick? I hope you're feeling better.
It's gonna be a couple days of being on this medicine cycle.
Yeah.
And I suspect little Bear's gonna have to go to the walk-in tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Horrible time of year to get sick.
Man, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. I'm glad it's not like a zombie apocalypse or something. We're all
Oh, don't even joke about that. I know I need to get sleep. Don't even joke about a zombie apocalypse. I'll have nightmares all night long.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I'm quite upset.
Mads, don't do zombies.
Yeah.
That's fair. I didn't know. I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
No, it's all right.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Just remember next time spit.
Right. I will try to.
For those of you who don't know, yeah, one of the theories is I've either got tonsillitis, strep, or mono. So
I thought
as soon as the tests come through, I'm gonna let everyone roast me, if that's what it is.
I am keeping my fingers crossed for the one that's the easiest to get rid of.
Exactly.
The interesting thing about the tonsillitis theory is I had my tonsils removed in 1990.
Oh.
So tonsillitis?
Yeah.
Do they have nerves? Like I really don't know that part of that biology of the throat. I really don't.
I have not had tonsillitis since I had my tonsils removed in 1990.
Now, one is curious how one gets tonsillitis when you don't have tonsils.
Yeah.
Well, here's the problem. Here's the problem right here, fellas. I can solve that theory for you. Steve Mads knows about Star Wars, and as we all know, everything comes back.
Oh my god! You just did not use that.
Oh man, don't even joke about that. Don't even. I'm terrified about my wisdom's coming back in, let alone my
Oh
tonsils.
God, I had my wisdom teeth taken out.
So did I. I don't want to go through that again.
Contrary to popular belief, it did not make me dumber.
Well,
like
unfortunately, I got the wisdom teeth from my mom's side of the family.
Yeah.
I was born with a naturally like just a big mouth, so my wisdom teeth came in all straight and everything. But I sadly am genetically predisposed to having weak teeth, so they were one of the first to go bad, so they had to be removed.
I have soft teeth thanks to my mother too.
I guess it could be. I don't know. It just break down easily.
Yeah, they call it soft enamel.
Over here, but it doesn't hurt. Look, I'm lucky at that. I'm surprised it to be in constant agony.
My sister's got the soft enamel, not me.
Well, the Mountain Dew addiction of mine didn't help very well, but fortunately, I've cut back on that. Artists got to have caffeine. It's in our DNA.
I hear that.
Right now,
I would mainline coffee. You just don't even know. Get some community coffee. Be like, yep.
I'm a super taster,
Wow.
so I can't drink coffee and wine and stuff like that because there's a chemical in it that's really bitter to us.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know the super taster phenomenon, but
So you got an overtime working taste bud?
It's just it detects a certain chemical. I can't remember what the name is, but to a super taster, it's incredibly bitter, like earwax bitter. You know.
I know this
Ooh.
sounds weird, but I
never
can
tasted
add
earwax.
honey to my
That's
coffee and a little bit of baking soda to
What
make
alert?
it, yeah.
Which stuff do you find this flavor in?
Coffee and tea, I think he said.
Coffee and
Oh,
water.
Black
it's
tea.
alcohol, coffee, wine, things like that.
I'm trying to think of what they would have in common. It would
I
cause it.
might look that up because there are certain types of alcohol I won't touch. Just
And there's a chemical. I'll try to.
It's
I guess I'll look it up. There's a chemical that like most people can't taste, right? They give you a
Yeah.
litmus test to test if you can taste it. Most people can't detect it, but some people like me can, and some people can really taste it, where it is
Yeah.
like overpowering, and I'm in that category. So my
that's-
caffeine fix is all sodas and shit, which isn't good for your teeth. But
the only
You
coffee
know they
I
make-
can do is blonde.
They
'Cause
make caffeine
I
water.
can do the French roast because it's
They
it's
do? I can
overpowering
do
for me.
that.
they do, yeah, he's right.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can look up.
That generates like
I like it.
Okay, I got
You
a
know,
public service.
Steve-
I got a
you know,
public
Steven,
service
you-
announcement. I got a public service announcement. So just give me a second here. So anybody that's just joining the chat right now, want to let you know that our dear Moira here got nominated for a short film that she did, and she needs your help by going to that link and voting for her. You can vote every day, every 24 hours, so make sure you do it. I have spoken.
Or maybe a family of grizzly bears are coming hunting you down and
Oh god, I
just-
can't even
just-
say it.
Well, shake your hand and thank you.
If you don't vote, I will show up at your house with one of my lightsabers, and I will beat you until you do.
Wow, that's some
Bring it.
aggressive plug-in right there. Holy shit!
That's motivation.
What's up, Sentinel?
If I ever run for office, I'm not sure if you're gonna be my campaign manager. Holy shit!
I just want to respond back to that thing from Stephen Walton. Yeah, you could really get some traction with that one. You know that because I make no secret of my age. I am 41. I will be 42 in a couple of weeks.
That's a new 30, baby.
I'll be 41 in January, so I'm not that far behind.
I turned
Yeah.
38 the end of September.
Now,
Everyone keeps telling me how, and I know the difference between, flattery and not. But yeah, I hear it so often that I don't look my age.
Hi.
Lucky girl.
You know how old I am?
No.
yeah, it's 6 down, Mark.
Yes, yeah, yeah. I just use more kitty on here because I don't know, it just seemed like a good idea at the time.
Hey, it works. We like it.
It's cute. You like it.
It matches your personality.
I feel like I should get my cat ears. Well, Mads has got her picture of her little bear ears.
Mhm.
I almost feel like I should be wearing my Hello Kitty like pajamas right now. With like the hood on it and the little ears and shit.
Actually, that hoodie in the picture, I made that from 2 sweaters.
Damn, nicely done.
My inspiration was actually going to be do a Care Bear hoodie,
Oh,
but I
no.
fell in love with it as just in the white, so I didn't have the heart to dye it.
Aw.
But it was a basic pullover sweater, and I bought a second one that had a hood. It was the wrong size, so I could take the hood, add that too. I added the zipper on the front. Obviously, I made the ears. Had to shorten the sleeves and all that. And honestly, I'm going to be adding pockets to it soon. I keep reaching for pockets that aren't there.
Oh, I hate that.
Moira. Oh, Moira, dear.
Yes, dear.
What is the name of your short film again? This way there's no confusion.
Dead in the Darkness. Even though weirdly enough, it actually like when I came up with the title and even like the poster for it. Like it was supposed to happen at night, and I realized with the way the silent films are and everything, and how grim and dark they are, like we had to film in the daytime. We just had to try to make it look like sunset and dark.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, so we actually had to film it in like broad daylight for it to actually be visible. So
Yeah, because if you did it dark, it'd just be stark shadows everywhere.
like somewhere I'm trying to think where I have it. I think somewhere I have the picture I had done of it. Because my daughter in the film, because like I said, I have a small pool of actors. So basically I bribed her with like something like a hoodie from Wish.com and like Chef Boyardee. Thank God they work cheap. Okay, and so let me see if I can find it. I won't be able to show it to you on here, but I can send it to my Twitter and then I can show it to you by like a screen share.
Sure.
Okay, here we go. All right. Share to something. No. Wait, is there a message? Yeah, I can send it to Messenger, okay. Alright. I'll send it to him. That'll work. He'll be like, what the fuck? I'll be like, don't worry about it. Right.
Oh, if you use a different browser, you can vote again.
Oh.
Oh, you
Ooh, check you out.
you know what? Didn't even think about it.
Yep. So I got Firefox and I have Chrome. I just put the link. Oh, don't use the same link the one you voted with. Use the fresh link. Because if you use that same link
in the system,
right.
Love it.
Okay. Anyway, because I'm starting to hurt, guys. So yeah, you guys can find me, Mads Mom Bear, on YouTube and on Twitter. I'm hoping to be able to post up the Supernatural reaction video, but at the very least, a Santa's cookies video for the 24th.
Okay.
Fingers crossed on that one. That depends on how the health goes.
Sweet.
But there will be an interesting story to go with that one if it does.
Oh, I bet it'll be great.
Oh yeah.
I do need to visit your channel more often. It's just like I feel like it keeps getting in the way. Like I hadn't even like today. Like I dropped in and said hi to some people in England on their stream, and then Thomas Gilkey, and then this one, and this like so it's 3 live streams today. And it's the first time in almost like 6 days because I've been sick as hell. It feels like it's been
and that's been my problem too. The kid and I have been passing something back and forth.
Yeah.
And it hit me with a vengeance the other day.
Because the other kid in the house is sick, and so I think my daughter caught it from him. Because it's weird. I don't know what it is. My immune system like does not have its guard up around my daughter, so the only person who can get me sick is my kid. Like I could be around if someone who's got strep, anything, staph, doesn't matter. I don't get it.
Yep.
My daughter, that little sneaky booger, her shit gets under my radar and gets me.
I hear that. I hear that.
So, like when I actually I was trying to visualize how I wanted the poster to look, and I was hoping that and I think, and humorously, I think the poster actually came out better than the film.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I was like, all right, I need y'all to hold Peter. I need you to lean against the front door. And she's like, lean against, like, do this, like you're trying to keep somebody out. And she's like, try to do this, try to visualize how's this gonna look? Like, just you do what I ask you. I'll show you the finished result. So, like, I guess I'll go to screen share, and like I think somebody has to accept it, which is cool. Like, all right, so let me get a messenger. So there it is. So I had to split the picture in half. So half of that's our front door in the inside, and I had to go look around for zombie hands.
Is this on YouTube?
Yeah, it's in a folder called Practice Movies.
Yeah.
And like, if you do find it dull and boring, do not worry. Like, it is, I think, about 10 or 15 minutes long, and the other film is about 4 minutes long, which is the one I actually thought the cinematography looked better than this one. So that's why I was so surprised they chose this one. I was like, huh, okay. I mean, I'm gonna go with it. Like, I'm not gonna tell them no.
Anyway, I'm popping out, y'all.
Love
All
you
right.
guys. Love
Feel
you.
better.
Ciao.
Good night.
Ciao.
Mhm.
Good night.
And then there were 6.
All
yes,
right.
yes.
I'm done with the underpainting. Now I gotta let it dry. I'm sharing it one more time so you guys get the sepia color version of it.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I do underpaintings. I usually do underpaintings. Usually I don't sketch it out, but I sketched it out and then it did an underpainting.
I'm terrible at sketching. I just gotta just hate and hope for the best. I really do. Like, let's see what happens.
The avatar that you see, I drew that one out too.
That's nice. Better than I
That's
could
the
do.
part.
Hey, Bear, do you mind too terribly if I share something personal for a second?
Sure, go ahead.
You know, it's now about an hour into it's December 22nd. This is the anniversary of my father's death 7 years ago.
Oh.
And this is the first time that I've been able to truly cope and actually like not struggle during this particular day. And you know, I want to again just thank all my friends out here and thank you guys that have been so wonderful to me for not only for what you've done for me and my mom, but just personally on a friend level. I couldn't ask for a better group of friends, and again, I love you. Thank you, because this is the first time that this has happened where I'm actually able to cope. It feels good to be able to. So maybe I am able to finally come to terms with this.
I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, my father passed away from cancer. 5 years away? 5 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my best friends, who created Knight Rider, also passed away from cancer in the same year. So that was pretty rough.
Mm-hmm.
So I can relate to feeling bad when your parents' anniversaries come around, whether it's a birthday or a holiday or passing. You know.
Yeah, it's been very hard over the years. I had a rough time struggling with this because you know, a lot of it was hey Stephen, good to see you, buddy. It was one of those things where I think a lot of the unresolved grief that I've carried with me over the years, it's been very hard to finally let go. And I think now I'm finally coming to terms with it through help, you know, through the natural help that I've gotten. And you know, there's some things beyond the natural bonds of friendship that I think are helping. And Bear understands what I'm getting at, and probably Alora to a degree, but it's just you know, it's very good. And I am thankful that I'm here with all of you.
Well, it's always good to have friends to support you. You know.
I do know how you feel. I mean, not the coping part and getting through it. Like, I'm still kind of stuck in a rut, but my dad died December 6th of 2009, and it feels so weird. It doesn't seem like it's been 10 years. It feels so weird. So, and he died of cancer as well.
Yeah.
So I feel you.
But I just wanted to say thank you.
We love
Hey,
you.
Drew, you know what? Anytime that any of us can try to help out, you know we will. So,
Yeah. I mean,
you know, listen, buddy. I mean, once you start, once you really getting back on your feet and everything's well again, you got to let me know because I want to send my guinea pigs over to bite your toes off.
Yeah.
Tommy. Oh,
You
you're
are
awesome.
so cute, Tommy.
Well, I will say this about Tommy. That's one hell of a stand-up guy right there. Tommy is 100% a great American and a great man.
Apparently, I was muted. Tommy's one of our awesome mods that's out there. Seems like he's everywhere. He goes into yesterday and goes back into tomorrow. It seems.
Yeah, he's the multiverse Tommy.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he is.
There we go. Okay.
Oh man, what a
So
bummer! I'm actually only doing something on one stream right now.
Not anymore.
I think you have like 5 tabs open.
Yeah, I know. Usually,
Let's see.
Tommy, I know you're
Oh,
in like
channel
10
hop, and he
screens.
is already right there, and I'm just like, wow.
I got 20 open. Don't ask me how many's open in Firefox.
Jesus.
Wow.
Okay.
I think probably under 90 or so. And the cool thing about Firefox is those tabs don't activate unless you go to it.
That helps.
But it's kind of different with Chrome. They all stay pretty much active.
Yeah.
Really, I only use Chrome for this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm using Chrome. I literally have 3 tabs open: Twitter,
Well-
the Yard, and YouTube.
Well, Firefox doesn't really like StreamYard.
No, it doesn't at all.
I
That's
tried
what
using
use
it.
most
It's
of
like,
the time.
nope, not working.
So who's Knight Rider over there?
That's Nick. Nick, very talented artist, Nick.
I did the cover art for Steven and Mike's Phantom Menace book.
I'm looking for because I know like occasionally everybody drops the links in the chat, and that's what I'm checking for, and I'm not finding it.
I can just show you my
Is it
personal
Mark?
site.
Yeah, Nick, put a chat in the chat real quick.
Sure.
Put a chat in the chat.
Talking about the StreamYard chat or the YouTube chat?
YouTube,
YouTube
chat. That's
chat.
where I'm at, so I can keep an eye on things. Because
How do I get there? Because I'm not in the YouTube thing.
Wait, is it Mark? Who's Mark?
Here.
Is he the one with the Spider-Man thing? Or not?
Someone just give me a link to the.
Mark Lursis has a Spider-Man thing. Yes. he
Okay, I see
All
it.
right, private
It's up
chat.
at the
Check it out.
top. I can go to his channel and stuff. There we go.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, he was just way. I had to scroll up a ways, but I figured he's probably in there somewhere. Outside of.
Yeah, Nick, put something in the chat so I can do something real quick.
And who's the artist?
All right, now I see. All right, cool.
that is Nick Nugent.
That's who?
Nick Nugent. That is the artist.
The girl?
No, Moira.
Me.
Oh, okay, yeah, that part. Wait.
It won't let me post a link in the
If
chat.
you're wondering who is
No, just put a chat in there and I'll change that.
if you're
Just
wondering
put a
who
regular
is
chat.
What's that? I can't.
The painter.
Too many people talking.
Who, me?
put-
Alora?
Who?
Just put something simple in the chat, and then you'll
Are
be
you
able to
talking
put your
about
link
me,
there.
Alora?
Let's put something in the chat. All
Yep.
right.
Yeah, that way I can just jump right over to your channel and subscribe.
Oh, okay. Okay. Hold on.
Alora's link is in the chat too. Scroll up.
Because I was looking around. Well, I might have overlooked it. 'Cause there's a lot of links. So, like,
Yeah, there's a ton of links, man. We're shouting out everybody.
All right,
yeah.
Nick, put your link in there now.
Oh, you put a wrench on there. All right.
Yep.
I got it.
Oh, I got super confused on that just now. But okay.
Boom. There you go.
There you go. Yes.
Moira, I still love you, sweetie.
I'm so glad. I need it.
Oh, I gotta put the HTTPS in there. I think. No, like that. PS.
I'm not seeing her for some reason.
Yeah.
They
What,
kind of
OG?
clustered a bunch of links together, so my brain's trying to
I'm
sort
gonna
it out.
do it right. I'm putting it right now. Hang on.
Oh, thank you, making it easier for me because man.
Yeah, and
There you go.
and our army of wrenches is putting everybody's different channel links from the Fourth Wave and our friends in the chat. So anybody that's out there, if you feel like checking out all these wonderful channels, please do. Please follow and sub.
Oh wait, RG Star Wars.
Yeah, OG.
OG. She's an
OG.
original gang.
I think I just followed you on Twitter recently.
Yes, you did. Hello.
Original gangster.
Because for some reason, I don't know if it's the mic or the speakers, but it sounded like you said Alora, and I was sitting there like,
Yeah, her
looking
name
for
is
Alora, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, my name is Alora. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Alora and OG Star Wars. Yes. Hello. Hello.
Good name.
Yeah, she
You didn't help in the chat. I mean, well, you showed in the private chat, not the YouTube chat.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
put it on the private because I'm not in the regular YouTube chat right now.
yeah.
Okay.
Alora has an amazing name. She always, always makes me think of the princess from Voltron. So I'm like, okay, even though that was Princess Allura, but Allura.
It makes me think of the girl from Orville.
Oh, okay, that too.
Yeah.
Testing. Hear me okay?
Well, you guys,
Oh, yeah,
I'm
we hear
gonna have to take off now. So it was good listening. I don't know if you guys are gonna talk about any more Star Wars chat.
Oh
or
yeah,
anything.
we got a little off track. We'll
Yeah.
definitely be talking about some
What
Star
part
Wars.
of Star Wars? The movie or like
The
Mandalorian?
most recent one, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I actually saw that just like a night or two ago.
Okay.
So yay!
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and I gotta go now. But thank you for having me in here, even though I was mostly listening and painting and everything. That's not like me to not really be too engaged or less engaged. So I apologize, but everybody.
No apology needed.
Yeah, no
Okay.
apology.
That was great meeting you.
Yes, it's nice to meet you guys. And those in chat, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm OG Star Wars, your Legends girl, trying to make it in this discounted world. And I share a lot of Legends or original EU lore on my channel. And I may critique some of the new Disney lore, but I like to compare and contrast between both of those parallel universes and really just give you a good in-depth sight about Star Wars original lore or George Lucas era. So please go and subscribe. You guys all have a good day.
I'm gonna put
Sweet.
your link in there for you.
I just did.
Good night,
All right.
Allura.
All right. So you guys have fun and I'll talk to you guys later. Good
Talk to
night.
you soon. Good night.
Night.
Oh, my back. Like 3 streams, like I'm almost back to back. So I'm like, holy crap.
I'm beating you to the punch there.
I was out for like 6 days and suddenly, bam! I'm like, oh my gosh.
Are you guys having a link posting war now to see who's quicker?
Gracious, that's cute.
Orville. What's up, Orville Nation?
What up?
Oh, yeah.
What's up, Orville Nation?
I do.
Sweet.
I do.
Angela Straven. Hey.
What's up, Mr. Draven?
I got a buddy of mine that works on the Orville show.
Yeah, we got a lot of.
I love that show so much. Oh,
Yeah.
I did it way more than I thought I would. Because, like, it was funny, but Seth MacFarlane could have done better in that Million Ways to Die in the West. So I had low expectations, but that show is hilarious.
Did the next season come out yet? Because I know they took it off Fox. It's on
Yeah,
what, Hulu now?
It's Hulu only. Hulu only.
Did they release the new season or is that coming?
I don't think they released it yet.
Okay.
All right, so if y'all talk about the new Star Wars, like, where are we at in the conversation?
It
if I'm
sucks.
about to enter this conversation.
We should start off, Maura. What did you think about the movie?
Jesus.
All right, so like, hopefully I will not be barraged by hate mail. If I am, please start removing my link from the chat. But I think it could have been better. But I've seen worse movies. I haven't read the books, and so I don't know a lot of the lore. So, like, I kind of went it with fresh eyes, so to speak. Like, humorously on Twitter, I kind of came out like with like a Raylo point of view, because when I first saw him in the last movie, like I had no indication they would in any way be related. But I was like, man, she needs to bring him to the good side. They need to go like have kids and shit, you know? Like I was kind of rooting for it. I was salty when he killed his dad though. That kind of pissed me off. And but like I think they tried too hard in this movie, like in the wrong way. Like it didn't. I don't feel it flowed organically like it could have. But again, I've seen worse movies. So for a bootleg, watching it on my phone, I don't feel like I lost a lot. And because I wasn't gonna pay for this, but I didn't hate it as bad as a lot of people. But like, I really think he could have saved everybody a whole lot of trouble in the beginning if he had just go ahead with his red sword and just ram dude right in the fucking face and just got it over with. But no, he's like, okay, I'll sort of take the deal. Then he pops up out of nowhere like, hey babe, yeah, sorry to tell you this, yeah, Palpatine wants to kill you. I didn't kill him myself, but so I just give you a heads up. It's like, what the fuck? You could just killed him right there. Shit. Save everybody some trouble. So like, some of it was just, I don't know. Like, and Finn's character, I think they could have done more with him, give him a little more action, I think. He spent half the movie just yelling at Rey.
Oh, instead they turned him into a scream queen.
I hadn't heard that, but like, I can sort of see that. And like,
But all he does is shout Rey through most of it and crack bad jokes. But I liked him better than The Last Jedi, that's for sure.
I did get a small kick out of it because as the crowd is sitting around talking, trying to figure out a plan, I'm like, did I just see a Hobbit? I saw a Hobbit in the crowd. Like, I forget the name of the guy, but he plays one of the Hobbits in Lord of the Rings. I never can remember his name. I think I pull up a picture.
Frodo? Sam?
I know that the Baggins brothers, he is not one of them. I don't believe.
Pippin?
Let me look.
Yeah, the guy. Was it Pippin that played the guy? The actor that played him?
I will find him eventually.
Hey, Nick.
Yeah.
I got it.
Oh, you checked it?
I got the link that you were requesting.
What?
They're seriously showing like
I went to click on your design link and I couldn't seem to open it.
Oh, that link.
Do you want me to repost it again or something?
Yeah, tweet
well,
it.
I don't know.
Tweet that out in the community chat that we have on Twitter, and we'll get it shared out there.
The Fourth Wave community chat?
Yes.
I really don't think it's easier to find things. Not sure why I thought it would be, but it's yeah. Because I can't honestly remember what other movies he's been in. But I know he has. I guess it's the less popular one.
Did you get that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. We'll be here all night if you ask me what I thought of Rise of Skywalker, so someone else should go after me.
So Nick, put a lot of effort and give us a brief summary. 10 words or less. Challenge for you.
I like the first half of it. I was on board with what they were doing, even though they was a series of video game side quests and achievement unlocks. I kind of felt like I was watching an episode of Force Unleashed or something, where they're running around grabbing stuff and leveling up all the time. It just fell apart once they get to the Death Star. You know, at that point, everything's out the window. Like, is Han there? Is he not there? Is he just a figment of Kylo's imagination and guilty conscience? I mean, I guess that's what it was. And then, like, Rey fights Kylo for the umpteenth time, and he actually kicks her butt for once, and then he gets distracted because reasons, and then she just stabs him because more reasons, and she leaves him there to die, basically. I mean, think about it. He's in the middle of like this raging ocean. She jacks his ship from him to go back to Octo for some reason, and I don't even know, like, how did Kylo even get off? How did Kylo get off the Death Star wreckage at all?
I can answer that.
Ship, like
I can answer that. The force healing thing, she saves him, leaves him there, and I did notice when he arrived in an old upright TIE fighter.
No, I thought he arrived in his TIE Silent.
Nope.
Well, it's
He
called
arrived-
a TIE Silencer in Last Jedi. I don't know what they call it in this, but didn't he arrive in that? And that's what she stole.
She stole it. She stole that from him. Remember, he was on the Death Star.
Yeah.
On the beach. Well, he took one of the old TIE fighters that was apparently still able to run.
Oh no, but that's
from
how
the
he got to
wreckage.
Exegol. So, but how did he get from the Death Star to Exegol? How
That's
did he
a
get
good
to the
question.
TIE fighter to get to Exegol? Is what I'm saying. Because we know that Finn and God, what's her name? The new character with the African American
Zori
archer.
Bliss.
No, the
Zori
archer,
Bliss.
the archer one, the other
Oh,
chick.
Jana or Sana?
Jana, something
Jana.
like that.
Jana.
Was it
Jana?
the girl
Is
that
it
needed an
Jana?
oil filter to fix the freaking ship?
No, that
Yeah.
was.
What?
Yeah, you're right. Was that Rose Tico or Jana?
Jana.
Okay, yeah.
Well, we know Jana and Finn were retrieved by the Falcon because you see the Falcon coming in to get them. But we know Rey took off in his ship, but we don't know how Kylo got from point A to. There's a lot of like you don't know where this character got from point A to point B. They just
Well,
kind of just show up out of nowhere.
We could have had a beacon or something come and get it, and have a ship, one of the smaller.
That's
ships
what you'd
come get it.
think, but where? Like, where did he have it? I mean,
It
it
could
was
be
just.
the base of his sword for all we know.
Hey man, Disney magic. It's Disney
Yeah.
magic.
Well, you know, we can
Just a
solve
lot of-
every
Oh,
plot hole in the last in these movies.
Can he communicate telekinetically? So like, or telepathically. So maybe he could have like said, send me a ride.
Well, see, there's a problem with that because you can only communicate telepathically if you're communicating with somebody else that knows how to use the Force. That's
Yeah.
how Luke and Leia were able to communicate in the original trilogy.
Well, I mean, they might be able to receive even if they couldn't send out, so to speak.
Well, we'll just assume that the First Order OnStar detected that his ship was stolen and sent assistance.
Yeah.
I'm
He-
fine.
He had Rose.
And that's why Rey
Remember,
burned the ship because they
they
disabled
could
the
both
ship.
jump
so
really
they couldn't use
far.
it anymore.
Because I think they weren't far from land, but they were kind of off the coast. So they could do like a lot of large jumping. So he could have just gotten to land and then found some way to get back.
Well, considering all
Yeah,
things, I
they
think
left that a little vague. They definitely
the
did.
film can be summed up with a space wizard did it. So
Yeah, pretty
I'm
much.
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure if JJ had his way, he would have wrote in Enterprise shuttling service for him.
Yeah.
I'm going with the OnStar theory personally.
Or he just
Explains why Rey destroyed the ship because they deactivated. She can't use it anymore.
called the Galaxy Uber.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
But what was it? Yeah, they tore that ship. When they crash landed, they tore that ship all to shit. And there she is handing him what looks like a what would be an oil filter for like a motorcycle. And suddenly the ship's working. I'm like, are we not even going to discuss the structural damage of this?
So
We crashed it. Just put an oil filter. I'll be all right. Little duct tape.
Well, I mean, when you can use the Force to raise a 30-year-old X-wing from the bottom of the ocean, it's been down there for 30 something years, and it just magically is able to work again. Let's just not take into account that in The Last Jedi, I believe one of the wings was torn off to make the door to Luke's hut or something. So I mean, you know, some things you just got to kind of go with, I guess.
I remember it being quite dilapidated in the water. It didn't look like it was intact.
It looked like it was missing a wing. I think because they used like concept art to show it. I think it was a CG thing. I think it was just like a concept art with some motion graphics laid over the top of it. I mean, to be honest, The Last Jedi is kind of a blur at this point, so.
Yeah.
It is a bit. I gotta admit, I was after you know, Ben became Ben again, and actually was a good guy. Like, those kind of like situations frustrate me because, you know, the bad guy didn't get it, but once the bad guy becomes a good guy and tries to do the right thing, then he dies. It's like that absolutely pisses me off. Because I mean, he did a lot of shit he can't come back from. But you still like, well, now that you're a good guy, I want to, like, you want to see him at least get a chance to redeem himself properly, and he fucking dies. I'm like, this is crap.
Hey man, they're already starting IndieWire. J.J. Abrams Star Wars fans who didn't like The Last Jedi are threatened by women characters exclusive.
Oh God, yeah. Wow.
I didn't know I was sexist.
They literally buried the Skywalker legacy. I mean, even right down to the lightsabers, for which someone like. Correct me if I'm wrong, but was Leia ever on Tatooine aside from being a little tiny kid, like a little baby in Revenge of the Sith?
Not that I know of. She was.
I'd have to sit down and watch Alderaan.
She was on Alderaan, right? So I mean,
Alderaan,
what sense does it make?
Well, yeah, she was from Alderaan, and what's his face tore that shit up.
So what sense does it make to take her lightsaber and Luke's lightsaber back to Luke's old house, which he hasn't been to in God knows forever? I mean,
and the mysterious
childhood home, and like that was probably like where some of his happiest memories was before all that shit started. So maybe it's for that purpose.
The mysterious lightsaber coming out of the ground.
Well, I think it was more of a fan service thing. Basically, it was Disney's way of supplanting everything Luke did with Rey. Like, she literally took all of his stuff. She took his ship. She took his lightsaber. She took his name. She took his house.
Right.
Took his old homestead.
She took his home world, his birth planet.
She pulled a bat whammon.
Exactly. That when I was describing it to my dad, I explained that
way. Like, that may have been what they were trying to do, but I took it as more of her trying to keep their legacy alive because everybody else had died. Like, so like the name would not be forgotten, you know?
Here's the problem. Here's the fundamental problem with the way they approach that.
Well, they probably approached
if you take it at surface value, that she is a Palpatine for reasons. It doesn't matter if she calls herself a Skywalker, because at the end of the day, Emperor Palpatine won.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He wiped out all the Skywalkers, and he replaced the Skywalker bloodline with his own. He won that blood feud.
Well, kind of, because he also wanted it for to have a negative effect. But she chose a Skywalker side and adapted the name so that way it would be more like the Skywalker name would live on, even if the characters themselves did not. So in a way, he actually kind of lost.
Well, after she just literally buried what was left of their legacy, right? The lightsabers into the dirt, I guess, in tribute. She just didn't want anyone else to get their hands on them until, I guess, another time where it might be needed. But you mean in the next installment of the episodic saga that we're never going to see?
You never know. You know how many times someone's had a final tour and they fucking toured again?
Yeah, Angela's
Draven. They might have spin-off
Hold on a
type
minute.
thing.
Hold on a minute. Angela
Well, that's a
Straven,
good.
I
a good
assume that he got the TIE fighter from the wreckage of the Death Star, and that's what I was pointing out. He
Yeah.
arrived in one of the old school
Oh,
TIE
shoot.
fighters. But what I'm wondering is, how did he get there? Because those old school TIE fighters didn't have hyperdrives. Vader's was set up for a
Did they not
hyperdrive, and that's
speed
it.
up a little?
Now,
I mean, they fixed an entire ship with a fucking oil filter. Anything's possible.
yeah.
I'm still stuck on that. Every time I saw that, I kept thinking, O'Reilly.
Hey, Bear, I sent you the best picture that I could find of the X-Wing underwater. There just wasn't a whole lot to choose from. So,
You know, something bothered
Yeah, because it was a quick shot.
something bothered me about that bear. Like when he pulled the X-wing out of the water, you know, and I'm assuming like if Ray's standing there, like my first reaction would be like, ew. Like seriously, man, why didn't she say, "Can you at least clean the seat off for me?"
Well, she didn't want to look too damn girly.
Man, look. I will say this about women. If we tried to give y'all a vehicle that was like flood damaged and like 5 years old, been sitting in flood water, you'd be like, "Can you clean this shit up for me, please?"
I'd be more like, I don't think this is road
Y'all
safe,
just wouldn't
man.
hop
This is
in.
your toes.
Y'all just wouldn't hop in that shit and drive. Be like, "Would you clean this for me?"
Well,
So,
the inside
you know-
might. I mean, well, it's supposed to be able to fly through space, so there's a good chance that it's pretty well sealed.
Yeah, I'm thinking that.
You know, if you seal up a car for 30 years and you don't maintain it, it doesn't exactly run right when you
Well,
start
their
it up.
metals and stuff may not be like the metals we have, and so it may be able to sustain the structural integrity under the water.
Oh, structural integrity, yeah, but I'm talking about like the cockpit would have been nasty.
What, dusty? A little dust never.
No,
goes
not
away.
Well,
dusty,
she's
that's
trying to say that it would be watertight, so there wouldn't be any damage inside the cockpit
Yeah,
itself.
We already
because
know.
if it's going-
yeah, but
Because if it's
there's
going in and out of atmospheres, going in space and coming into planets, you encounter friction.
no,
We
no,
already-
no.
We already know it ain't watertight because you see it on Dagobah.
That doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter if the inside is watertight or not, because there's no way you can make those rear thrusters watertight. Water is still going to get into those rear thrusters. There's
Well,
no way
yeah,
to seal
that may be the case.
Well, but then the argument is it was underwater in Empire Strikes Back, and it ran just fine when it was pulled out.
But it wasn't under there for years.
Yeah, I know.
and-
I agree. Plus, again,
and-
like I said, in The Last Jedi, like Luke took parts of his X-wing off to make stuff for his HUD.
Well,
So
let's
how do
not
you
forget
salvage that?
Before he even ran it again in The Empire Strikes Back, he had to clean it all off. Because there was a small scene. There were small scenes where he was having to clean everything off. And I'm sure that R2 probably had to do whatever he had to do to make sure it was going to run.
Yep.
Well, you know, the one observation I have about The Rise of Skywalker and The Last Jedi is that you could theoretically watch The Force Awakens, skip The Last Jedi, watch The Rise of Skywalker, and not really miss much other than Luke dying in The Last Jedi. Aside from that, there's really not a lot you have to know. They bring up like the Holdo maneuver and passing and all that, but you don't have to watch it, you know? You don't want to.
Right. Yeah.
And that's sort of the
Something I
problem
noticed, like-
because, you know, you can't watch Star Wars, skip The Empire Strikes Back, watch Return of the Jedi, and know everything that's going on. You know, you kind of have to see Empire Strikes Back to understand how Han got captured and all that sort of thing and how Luke lost his hand. But with this saga, it's so modular that it just doesn't fit together as a whole.
Hey, Nick, you forgot one thing, one very important thing.
What's
How
that?
did he find out Vader was his father? Because without that context from
well, of
Empire
course.
Strikes Back, you missed that, and that's huge.
Yeah, there is no big reveal in The Last Jedi. It's just Luke dies. The end.
Yeah.
Oh, and Snoke.
everybody
Well,
was,
Snoke dies too, but you know, whatever.
like everybody was freaking out because I'm guessing some fucking genius over at Disney was saying that he basically OD'd on the Force and collapsed. And I'm like, okay, first off, that sounds silly. Secondly, it was probably his time because if everybody remembers when Yoda died, he just sort of disappeared and left a little pile of clothes there when he faded off. So I assumed it was just a similar thing. That's how somebody with the Force dies. They just sort of faded.
Well, if you're gonna split hairs, how come his mechanical hand wasn't left behind?
That is, maybe it's biomechanical. You know what? I don't freaking know. I have no explanation for that one.
What is this, cyberpunk now?
I don't.
Well, I guess if
During-
a ghost can grab a lightsaber from a campfire, then you know. Certainly, you can can have ghost limbs.
Well, if he has
Right.
ghost limbs, he doesn't need the biomechanical hand anyway.
Oh.
It could be a, dare I say, a phantom limb. Sorry,
Badoom-toos.
empathy humor. I hope this channel does not get canceled for that.
For what?
Making an amputee joke because they're oftentimes they can still feel their limb even though it's gone.
No.
It's called a phantom limb. So I was being
No,
bad.
we're not.
Any inappropriate jokes I make does not reflect the views or opinions of this channel.
I am
Well,
highly
there's-
offended by you. Highly offended. Read.
There's one thing that I saw that no one's talked about that I know of. And you remember when Kylo was going? Hey, Tommy, that scene just before the stormtroopers said goals.
Right.
When they were coming in, what'd that ship behind Kylo's craft have? You see him in the sky all the time from jet planes.
Oh, the
No.
trails.
Contrails. The ship behind Kylo's that was following him was contrails.
Well,
There
so was
is
when
no
so was-
contrails in space.
Well, look,
Yeah.
the Falcon had that like light stream path from Star Trek Into Darkness when they engage the warp drive. They've got that
But
kind
that
of
was
like
more of a-
shadowy light beam that follows the engines.
Well,
They do
that's
the same
because
thing
it
with the
was-
Or it
Falcon.
just used to light up.
That was indicating it was moving so fast that like it was going faster than light speed, so the light was still smearing. That's not the same as a contrail. Contrail
But
would
my
be
point is,
more
they did the
pure-
same thing in Star Wars now.
That ship behind Kylo's, it left black contrails behind it. Black smoky
I missed
contrails.
that part, but yeah.
Yeah, and considering that TIE fighters are twin ion engines, an ion engine does not leave any kind of matter behind it like that.
Oh,
It was
is
the
it-
ship that the
is it
Knights of Ren
possible
were
they
in.
were using black matter for that?
Oh, you're talking about that ship with the angular red engines, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it wasn't meaning to leave those trails. Maybe it was a mistake in editing in general.
It was pretty
Maybe they were trying
obvious.
maybe they were trying to edit out something
they
that was
showed.
there and did it wrong.
Bear, a space wizard did it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm looking for the image now. There's all kinds of images on.
Yeah,
on,
I'm gonna need a visual reference.
yeah, it was-
How did so much of the Death Star survive being obliterated in space?
It would have incinerated on the entering the atmosphere what was left of it.
Exactly, it would have burned up in the atmosphere. And if you want to argue that it's a special kind of metal that does it's heat resistant or whatever, then the Ewoks would be running and screaming in fear as their forest is catching fire and all this debris is coming from space or coming from the sky, raining hellfire on them.
Yeah.
Instead,
Maybe
they're
they're-
around bonfires singing "Kumbaya" and "Yub Nub," you know.
Well, Nick, even beyond that, let's just say for whatever strange set of circumstances that part of that Death Star managed to survive going through the atmosphere after being blown up and when it hit the ground, it would have flattened. I don't care what.
Yeah, well, it's
metal
like a
it's
meteor
made out of.
hitting Earth. That would have been some serious structural damage.
I made a joke during the movie I was watching. I was like, it's like watching the fucking A-Team. It could be a helicopter crash and it's on fire and everybody still walks out with almost no scratches. What the hell happened to broken bones and shit?
All right, who's gonna be the first person that does the friggin' Star Wars physics video and shows that shit? Come on, somebody's got to step up and do it.
I may have to partner with someone. My physics is a little hazy. It's been a while since I've studied any physics, so I would have to partner with somebody. Anybody down with thermodynamics and like quantum theory?
You can't really get into the physics of Star Wars because Star Wars doesn't have any rules anymore.
Well, it's supposed to.
You might as well call it the Matrix.
But re-entering an atmosphere is going to create friction. So
Well, all I gotta say is if somebody does that video, I want to see the flaming Death Star coming down and Ewoks running and screaming, like Nick said, because I'm gonna laugh my ass off if I see that.
I'm gonna have to substitute the Challenger, and everybody's gonna be offended.
That's it.
Was that the wreckage even on Endor? Do we even know if that was Endor or if that was another moon or what? Like, nothing is explained in this movie. It just happens.
Yeah, not a thing explained completely.
Well, they probably figured unless they explain, unless they'd fuck up the story, so to speak. Like, oh, I caught myself in that. Let me try to undo it here. Like, no, let's just give them action.
I mean, what is the deal with Palpatine? Can someone fill me in on this? Because near as I can tell, he sends mixed messages saying I've died before and I was there when Vader saved his son. So we have to assume that he admits he died in Return of the Jedi, but how did he come back?
Well, look at how they more or less revived and sort of RoboCop together Anakin. So somebody had a theory though that he could have had a clone of himself, and so when Palpatine actually died, his force went into the clone.
Yeah, that was called Dark Empire.
Okay, well that's what I heard somebody talk about.
I mean, I'm on board with that, but they didn't even have the respect to explain anything. He just is there looking like some rejected zombie from The Walking Dead on a jury rig from freaking Assassin's Creed or something. And there's these thousands of robed characters in a weird arena. I mean, what were they doing there? Was Palpatine spitting rhymes on the mic, waiting for Rey to show up, or Kylo, or what? I mean,
they're supposed to at least have some idea that, like, some foretelling of something that's coming. So if he had planned for that, then that would be what it was. And if he ended up going to this planet and it was scary enough, he could have basically had everybody in submission and had a bunch of followers, and that could be who the rogue people were.
Submission for what? He's a feeble old man that can't even use Force lightning.
Yeah, he had some.
Well, he didn't use Force lightning until he got re-energized.
If it was a fairly undeveloped small little planet with I don't know. I mean, shit. I mean, some of those places, like, I figure, be like, I think I explain this. Like, the way we would think something like 1,000 years ago was magic, we explain with science now. They saw some guy who could do a little bit of lightning that probably scared them all into submission, and they just decided to worship him like he was a god or something.
Yeah, or the first order Uber doesn't offer service out that far out in the galaxy, and never mind the fact they've got a fleet of Star Destroyers that are just sitting there doing nothing. And by the way, where does he get the staff for all those Star Destroyers? He just cloned an entire freaking
they were kidnapping children all throughout the galaxy.
I mean, you've got the Sith troopers. Well, where the hell did they come from? So is everything clones? Is that it? We're just going to say everything's a clone?
All right. See
At some
that?
point,
I got
at
no
some
idea.
point, you just got to throw up your hands and go, "What the, you know." WTF?
Okay, I have a theory. I have a theory on this one. Now that I see the picture. All right, the extreme heat used for the propulsion here. It's very possible that, considering in space, it's
In
very
the
cold.
vacuum of space, there can't be contrails.
Well, space.
Well,
oh,
technically, fire isn't supposed to work in space either because there's no oxygen. So,
well, yeah, but it's coming directly out of the thing and it fades off, so it's not a long flame, so it doesn't last long.
They're in the vacuum of space. They're not in the atmosphere at all.
But
yeah.
it's still cold, and at least for a few seconds, maybe the heat and the cold could create a fog, so to speak. That dissipates
No,
quickly.
scientifically impossible. It doesn't happen.
It's hard to say.
That's never been shown in
It's
Star Wars
theoretical
before,
science. It's gonna be theoretical science because we aren't out there running around in X-wings and shit, flying through space. So it's a little hard to say. But
again, we don't know what the rules are in this film anymore. There's no rules for anything. Things just happen because they need to. There's no rhyme or reason on how people use force powers or how they work. And apparently, if you use the more advanced levels, you die, I guess, which is probably why the Jedi wanted to bury those paper books and
yeah, there's the behind shot.
you know.
See that? Those are contrails in space. That don't happen. You would see the glow of the engine, and you would probably see a mirage from the engines, but you wouldn't see contrail because the vacuum of space. It wouldn't happen.
Yeah, it's like stop tugging on the string, stop unraveling the majestic presentation that is the Rise of Skywalker that Disney says everybody loves.
I didn't hate it. It could have been better.
It's like stop pulling at those threads. You know, for me, it's like
Hail
a
the
Jenga.
master.
It's just a Jenga game. They just kept sliding pieces out until the whole thing fell in on itself.
Oh man.
They really should have hired some physicists to be like, all right, so what kind of shit do you think's possible?
That's great. Oh god. Oh.
Hey, it's nothing hard to have an advisor on the set.
No, it's just great we got on this crazy tangent. I love it.
Sometimes those are the best streams.
Yes. Agreed.
Well, you know, all jokes aside, I thought that the movie it started out great and it fell apart. There were things I liked. I did like how they handled Luke and they redeemed him as best they could with what they had to work with.
Yeah, because everybody was so annoyed with him throwing that lightsaber over his shoulder in the last movie. This time he caught it and was like, let's sit down and have a talk.
A Jedi's weapon deserves more respect. If that wasn't a shot at Ryan Johnson, then I don't know what is.
Yep.
Dude, that was one of the things I liked about the movie was the little FUs to Johnson. There was like 3 of them in there. I was like, oh man.
That was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess Johnson got removed from the Christmas card list.
Oh god. Oh dude. JJ despises him, man. And that's why I said it goes back to my theory. I think Abrams hates him so much. That's why you got the movie you got. Because he was just like, I'm basically gonna burn through everything. I don't care. I just want to burn down what Johnson had.
How about this one? What if the reason that JJ took that contract to work with DC is because Johnson is still going to get movies and he wanted to leave and get away from them?
No, probably. But I don't think I really don't think Johnson's going to get another Star Wars gig.
Come on, do you really have?
Oh, you've seen my famous graphic. Ryan Johnson ain't getting shit.
He's not going to get another Star Wars gig, man. There'll be oh my god, there'd be like, you want to talk about a mob with pitchforks? Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, Johnson ain't gonna get another one. Not if they're Disney's in their right mind.
When did anybody say Disney was in their right mind?
Well, yeah, this is true, but
This is very true.
The only way Ryan Johnson is going to get a trilogy is if they need material for Disney Plus. It will end up on there. I guarantee it. It won't end up in a theater. It will end up on Disney Plus.
Well, at least it makes it convenient.
Yeah, most likely. It's he's not gonna get a big screen trilogy again. No way, dude. They're gonna avoid him like the plague for anything big screen.
And everything about this Disney series and movies it's made my brain sad.
Hey, Bear.
Yep.
Are you glancing over at Twitter every once in a moment? Did you see what Ruthie just retweeted?
Looking now. Wow, Geeks and Gamers, 215K subscribers.
No,
Congratulations.
not that. There's another one.
There is.
Yeah, there's another retweet she just did. I'll put it in the Fourth Wave chat. Hold on.
Going back to way earlier, because I said that in the crowd I could see a hobbit.
There you go.
His name is Dominic Monaghan.
Disney reportedly wants Kathleen Kennedy gone after Star Wars. See, I have been told this from reliable sources too that are in the industry. She's gone. She's going to announce her resignation before Star Wars Celebration, and she's going to use the excuse she wants to spend time with her family. If that's what you hear, you know where you heard it.
Oh, indeed.
Well, it's a classy way of saying, well, that didn't go well.
Yeah, that goes exactly with what you were saying, Nick.
Yeah. Can't tell you who told me, but
Are you talking about the yodeling post?
No, I put it in Fourth Wave already, Bear.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You could have told me that.
Yeah. I just said I was going to paste it in Fourth Wave.
I'm doing like I'm doing 20 things at once.
Yeah.
I believe that's true.
But yeah,
I can't tell you who told me, but they're a very pivotal figure in Hollywood right now.
Oh,
no, hey, look, Nick, I believe you. You know,
possibly of a certain acquisition that happened recently or something, maybe.
Yeah.
I might be crossing streams on something else.
Well,
I'm doing 20 things at once.
Yeah, I mean, to speak to what Nick's saying too, you know, I mean, just talking to, Script Doctor, the same. He's heard the same rumblings. So,
Yeah, well, I figure if enough people have the same story, there's got to be some truth to it.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's probably going to be the case. They're going to try to nicely push her out the door with the severance package. All these peeps going to be golden parachuting their way out of Disney. Iger, Kennedy.
So does her golden package come with a nice retirement stall and a feed bag?
Probably.
Well, I'm sure it comes with a nice, cushy executive producer credit.
Yeah.
Brand new golden horseshoes.
Yep.
Courtesy of Porsche.
Well, Angelus, I wrote a story a couple months back that on Bounding, because they just recanonized Corpsman, and I can pretty much tell you that very likely that is due to the fact that Old Republic is probably in the pipe and on the way. They need to put something together to temper this garbage first trilogy that Disney put out as a company.
So they're gonna have to do something. And Old Republic is gonna be that. And if they do to it, because you want to talk about a rabid fan base, man, KOTOR fans and KOTOR 2 fans, the SWOTOR people, ooh, you screw up Revan, but oh man, let me tell you, they're oh my god, people are going to be ready to drag people over that. It's going to be just as bad as the backlash from this, if not worse.
See, Disney doesn't care what we think as fans. They care about money. It's all about money. So if they start losing a lot of money, they'll start caring what fans think.
I love the fact you guys are like trying to find the answers for this.
What, the contrail thing?
in the fourth wave chat is so good right now. Oh man, you know, it's so good.
Hey, it is. I'm not. It's not necessarily impossible because when water is out of vacuum, the water boils at a lower temperature.
No, I get it. You guys are on a roll.
Yeah, so like, so it could really actually go either way.
Tommy.
Damn it, Tommy. Hey, y'all wanted to start
Oh man, leave it to Tommy. Trolling it up.
We love him.
Oh, Tommy's great.
Big master.
Yeah.
So yeah, if it was not within the reach of the sun, if it was in shadow, it would become ice. Possibility of it boiling space is also possible because sometimes they reference that in movies that involve space.
Did you, Nick? Would you, if you were making a Sith character, would you be a Inquisitor or a warrior?
Probably a warrior, because the Inquisitors seem to get picked off pretty easily.
Fair enough, man. I don't know. I'd be an Imperial agent because then I wouldn't have to get caught up in the drama. I could just play spy.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, if I had to choose between working for the First Order or the Resistance,
I'd go First Order.
I'd probably work on a moisture farm. Because neither one of them seem to give any concern to their ranks, especially the Resistance. I mean, they're just like, after the Last Jedi's absurdity.
No,
it's like, why would you even want to fight for the Resistance? I don't blame anyone for not coming.
No, I know, right? No, somebody needs to make a friggin'. Oh my God, Nick, you need to make a second account and call it "Running, Burning, Screaming Ewoks."
Well, you know what? It's probably gonna end up as like a Family Guy skit.
So honestly, I was thinking of making
Seth MacFarlane, if you want to use that idea, go ahead. I'd love to see it.
Oh God, yeah, that would be a great username. Running, Burning, Screaming Ewoks.
Listen up. I'm going to show a picture. If anybody has a problem with seizures, please look away. Do not look at this next image I'm going to show.
Look at the flashing lights. Do it now.
Tommy. Oh, God.
Yeah, don't look at that. It's stroke.
Will you be here to put like a wallet in between my teeth so I don't bite my tongue off?
Just don't look at that image.
That's actually an awesome. Is that a GIF? That's good.
I think it's a GIF. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a GIF. Moira says GIF. It's a GIF.
Well, only old people will understand that reference.
Right.
I'll peanut butter you,
There's
baby.
like 2 fucking references all in one in that. And it looks like the Obama Hope poster, but then but it also has that that movie where he's like, I kick ass and chew gum and I'm all out of chewing gum.
And they live.
That's what it's based off of.
Oh,
Well, yeah,
bummer.
Roddy Piper's
The
movie.
guy in the blue looks like the Obama Hope poster, so that's why I was like, it looks like 2 different things.
It's called They Live for you old people.
Oh, bummer.
They
I need to
live.
remember the line, okay?
Yeah, you did remember the line. That was impressive.
Yeah.
Good job, Moira.
Yeah. At least I was able to communicate well enough that y'all were like, oh, okay, I don't know what she's trying to
You
do.
win a pair of sunglasses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know how hard it is to get a screenshot of it when it's red?
Attempt to do it when it's blue.
I already got the one when it's blue. I want the one that's red.
Screenshot while it's blue, and you should catch it by the time it's red.
We need the oh gosh, trying to think of it now. I lost my train of thought.
All right. Now for the blue. I got the red and I got the blue.
Nice.
And here's a little trick with Twitter. You put something in Paint, or you just right-click and copy the image, and then paste it into the bar on Twitter. You can do that
That
with
red blue is
images.
fucking my eyes right now. Shit, that's worse than the fucking flash.
Yeah, I see it.
It looks like it's moving and crap. Anyway, holy shnikes, it's 1 a.m.
So it is. And I've been checking my usage bar on StreamYard,
Oh,
and I've been refreshing it.
it.
It hasn't moved past 7 hours and 13 minutes. Because you got time limit.
I don't know, Bear. You're
I
like,
better stream like crazy for the next few days since that month is almost up.
yeah, I have. It's 2:07 a.m. here.
Ah, you poor Eastern bastard.
Yeah.
You can
That
do
is kicking in.
10 days left.
screen share on here, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can screen share.
I have a little something
Nick?
for you guys to see that I
Put
worked
something up.
on.
Yep. It's big anime boobies.
So what I'm doing is I'm actually looking up photos of spacecraft in outer space and if they leave any kind of trails, and I'm seeing nothing.
Oh, I thought for a second, Tommy, you were gonna say I'm looking up big anime boobies. It's just be like, damn, dude.
Are you not telling about your business? Holy shit.
No, I was just gonna tell Tommy to share if that was. the case.
Yeah, so that's a little something I put together.
Before the movie
I
came
like
out,
it.
everybody was talking about the Star Wars coming out. I was thinking it'd be so funny to do like some kind of fucked up crossover parody of the movie. Like,
Oh,
it would only be like a 5-minute scene where something's going on, and like I don't want to give it away, but like they would run into almost like counterparts from a spoof movie and be like,
Oh.
"Who are you? Wait, are we in all film?" And like just to fuck with people, just to be stupid.
oh no! Listen, there definitely you will see a adult movie parody of this trilogy.
Oh, I don't want
promise
adult.
you.
I'm not trying to do an adult parody. It's just a goofy,
Oh.
just kind of make fun of how silly things got, and so to really mix it up, do like a crossover of another parody that had happened, and have them run into each other in the woods and look at each other like what just happened? Yeah, just to be dumb. I thought it'd be funny, but I'm gonna have to like look at costumes and try to figure out what I can finagle.
Oh, hey now.
No joke. I bet it was.
What's that?
Angela Straven. Hey, the Captain Marvel adult parody was leagues above what the MCU did.
It was. It
Every
was.
time I've
Costume
heard
was
that
better.
from people, that is hilarious.
Most people that watched it said that the practical effects were done better. The dialogue was better. The premise of the movie was better because they took it straight from the comic book.
I heard somebody tell me they actually fast forwarded through the sex scenes just so they could have a decent actual Marvel movie, and I was like, that's impressive. The one
Yeah.
time when the porn actually has a plot.
Yeah, it was like Angela Straven said. They actually did respect to the characters. The woman that played Captain Marvel, she actually, she knew the comic. She actually researched it like really well, and she really liked the comic, and that's why they stuck with it. And the guy that does those movies, Axel Braun, I believe is his name. He's a big proponent of source material. So
what happened to the world when the porn parody's better?
well, I just said,
No, it's just the world's gone upside down.
well, because unlike Disney, they're not trying to pander to the woke audience. They're just trying to pander to like people with dirty minds in general. And also,
they're trying to pander to somebody that wants to spend money on something that's decent.
no, yeah, that too.
They know damn good and well the nerds are watching porn.
Yeah, that too.
Does my link even work?
It's porn. We can bring everyone together on this one. Let's do it right, people.
Yeah, they actually did pretty good job.
Well, the Sentinel, Disney claims they have no source material. I mean, I don't know if Kathleen Kennedy has declared that there never was any source material she ever saw. Yeah. Yet somehow they magically found Thrawn.
Source material.
Okay.
Well,
and Kathleen, you're talking. Hey, were you talking about the Kathleen Kennedy in that interview saying, "Oh, it was very difficult. We had no source material to go back on."
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Tommy, didn't we check that out one night when we were collaborating and working in a yard?
Yeah. And they were sitting there referencing it. She actually said something about it, and then she turned around, went back on it, and said there was nothing.
Yikes.
The whole EU, just right there.
Leading to so many great memes out there where you're seeing a fleet of EU books being pointed to.
Yep.
Myself included.
Yep.
Well, the only thing I could say is, unlike the Death Star, apparently the original source material must have burned up re-entering atmosphere.
They treat their source material better than Disney does.
Can we just talk about the absurdity of the Sith dagger?
Oh,
MacGuffin?
that. Yeah.
Who made it?
The source material mysteriously disappeared in 2014, was never heard from again. Then steals Dark Empire material. Dun 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 dun.
Oh yeah, because there was never there was never Star Destroyers with super lasers on them. I mean that was totally original.
So the Sith dagger was supposed to be so old, but yet it was like what, 30 years since.
Look, here's my biggest gripe about the Sith dagger. We don't know how old it is, but apparently it's not older than 30 years because it magically matches the exact shape of the Death Star wreckage somehow.
Hey, Moira, check Twitter.
I actually just did.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna need my keyboard.
See, unlike my keyboard, it's quiet. My keyboard's like Bear's like, yeah, mute your mic when you type.
I'm trying to find it.
Yep.
You gotta love it when someone slides up into your DM.
Oh, Geeks and Gamers is already on that Kathleen Kennedy rumor I told you about.
Everybody
Really?
probably, everybody,
Spreading.
mom's probably is.
It's spreading.
Would they just upload a video, or they go live?
They just uploaded a video. But it says replaced by another woman, question mark.
God, let's hope she knows what the fuck she's doing.
I mean, I don't know who's replacing her. I just know that she's out. You know, allegedly.
Yeah, you gotta. Like Tommy said the other day. I keep expecting to hear a pa-ching when your typewriter gets to the end.
I know, really. You got to take it easy on that.
Man,
Jack
I miss
Lawrence.
typewriters, weirdly. I miss that sound.
Yeah. Basically, you guys are talking about how it was supposed to be part of the original script JJ had, and you guys last stream. Yeah, we got. I was sent a PDF leak, and it was the full Praxis, Jedi Praxis leak, and someone sent it to me, October sometime.
Oh,
And
is that
so
the whole Dagger Mortis deal?
The dagger was in there. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the whole thing was JJ handed them scripts for the movies, and they said that they decided not to go with those scripts, which would have been source material, so to speak, in a way. And they
Sure.
tossed it out, and they decided to do whatever they wanted to do. But then there was no source material in the end.
Yep.
Well, because they chose to ignore it,
Yeah.
to ignore that it existed at all. I mean, you can go back even further to the outlines Lucas created for 7, 8, and 9 that he handed over, and they threw out completely.
Mhm.
Whatever that material or those ideas were, we're never going to know. I would
Yeah,
really
all
like
the-
to know what the Lucas cut contained specifically. You know, who
You
was
know-
the secret Skywalker?
You know, Sentinel, are you talking about Into Darkness? Because
I believe he is.
I mean, I felt like that was a little bit of
Yes, he
MacGuffin
did.
in
The
that
Sentinel,
movie.
and he lied about it too. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I felt like that was a little bit of MacGuffin in that movie.
I think that movie was just trash.
There were some things that I liked about it. You know, I still think the like the Vengeance looked badass, dude.
Oh, I like that ship too. I also really liked
Dude.
Peter Weller as the Admiral.
When I used to play STO, bro, it was funny because oh shit, I always would get like you know, I had a lifetime account on there because I started playing that game like the first week it came out, like way back in 2010. And when you have a lifetime sub, you get free Zen. I mean, you can just let it pile up; it'll just pile up. So when I went back to playing it, I had a ton of Zen. So I you know, bought a ton of lockbox keys, and I opened a bunch of lockboxes. Well, I got a Vengeance out of a lockbox. There's the fly in that thing, man. The thing is beastly.
Well, it's dwarfs the size of the Enterprise, so I imagine so.
Yeah, that thing's wicked. I also have the Connie too. I have the JJ Connie though.
I'll tell you what, and this is what I exactly think about JJ and his Star Trek. Now, when you look at it as a whole, it was terrible based on the canon that was already established in that franchise.
Mhm.
Now, everybody comes
Sure.
down on Enterprise. Everybody bashed Enterprise, but if you look at what they did in most of the episodes of Enterprise, they followed what was already there before, and they followed it pretty well for the most part. They used
And
the
everything
existing
looked
canon.
old.
Mhm.
You know, everything looked very rustic and put together, and like a submarine kind of thing. Whereas you look at Star Trek Discovery and things look too new, or just plain freaking bizarre, like the Klingon crap ships, whatever you want to call them, the turd ships that have no real form to them at all. So maybe the later ones. I don't know. I stopped watching after the Spock thing. I couldn't keep going, but everything, the uniforms are really shiny. Everything looks like it's high tech, and it's supposed to be what, pre-original series.
Yeah. Yep.
Doesn't fit. It's just
At the very end of Enterprise, they were working on what would be the original Trek's 1701.
yeah.
Well,
I think JJ said it best. He's great at making the mystery box, but he's terrible with endings.
yeah, he is. He's not a closer. Dude, that's been proven since Lost. So
I'm sure if you ask his wife, she'll say the same thing.
Oh, damn.
Cousin.
But anyhow, it's going on 2:30 here. I'm starting to fade out. I'm probably gonna.
My medication's kicking in. I took
I'm
it
gonna
during the
bounce.
last live stream, and I'm like, ugh.
So I want to thank everybody for allowing me to come on and chit chat some Star Wars a bit. Hail to everyone in the chat. Hail to the Fourth Wave, and hail Bear, and hail Tommy, and Nick. Hail to you too. Moira, Kitty.
Yeah.
Okay, and
He's real tired.
I will see everybody soon.
Lots of
All
hugs.
right, Drew.
All right.
Have a good night, Drew.
Yep.
Well, unless y'all want
Good
to have
night.
a sleep stream.
Take care, bro.
But I gotta admit, I was like super excited when Tommy was like, "Hey, they want you over here." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Holy crap!" Because they were having like kind of an emotional live stream. I was like, "I will try to dip out without looking like an asshole." Because like I wasn't like trying to like shit on people's feelings or nothing. So when there was like a break in the tension, I was like, "I gotta go." I had to get some food, which was not a lie. I did get food. I just didn't tell him I was also going to another stream.
Well, this is only my second live stream I've ever been on, because I'm more of the guy who types, types better than he talks. But
It's been fine.
I'm happy to be a part of this whole thing. Sometimes the smaller streams are better because it's less pressure,
I agree. When I do live streams, it's usually pretty chill and everybody just chats about whatever.
Hey, just remember this: the pressure is all in your head. It doesn't really exist.
That's true.
So check that out.
Okay, that's cute.
Yeah, I was in Walmart, and I had the fellows with me in the yard. I had them on my phone, so we were just BS, and I had the camera on, showing everything in the store. And I found 3 of these. There was only 3 of them. I got them all.
I would have too.
Got them all.
Ironically enough, having helped Jada, I actually don't have the freaking car yet because I can't find it. But I'm probably just going to eBay it.
You gotta check the internet. Everything's there. And garage sales.
Yeah, well, again, it was my idea. They had no idea what Carr was or who he was. And it's a shame that things didn't pan out better because we had some great ideas. But that's the way it goes.
Indeed. The best laid plans of mice and men. But, anywho.
Yeah.
Hey,
you have a good one.
Thanks so much for having me. Y'all are awesome. I feel very warm and fuzzy.
That's good.
Yeah, good luck with your video votes. We hope you
your
win.
video does it. Hope all the votes, everyone goes out there and votes for that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And keep voting.
Yes, keep voting.
Keep
Use
voting.
different browsers.
And remember,
That
every
is
day it
clever.
resets.
That's amazing.
Every day it resets, and you can vote again.
Lots
Do
of
it.
hugs to everybody.
Sleep
All right,
well.
Sleep well.
Mwah. Y'all too.
And
Yeah,
then there was 3.
You know, the last time I saw car that was actually in car form, long time ago.
Yep.
It's been so long, I didn't remember this bottom part being silver.
Yeah, and again, you guys can thank me for them getting the details right, because every time I get involved with a toy company, I give them hell to get the silver over the wheel wells done right. Because most of them just want to cut the car in half. They just want the silver to go all the way across and keep the top half black. And it's like, but that's not how it is in the show. Yeah, who cares, right? The Knight Rider's a 30-something-year-old, 37-year-old show now, or 36-year-old show.
Yeah, and they tried to bring it back, and they used the freaking Mustang.
Yeah, well, I think that the Mustang had potential, but much like Star Wars, they had no game plan on where everything was supposed to go, and they had no idea what the checks and balances were of Kit's abilities. They gave the car too many weaknesses and inconsistencies in what it could actually do, because we've got this we've got all this CG at our fingertips, and we're going to turn it into a submarine. We're going to turn it into Gatling guns coming out the front. Then we're going to have motor guns coming out the sides and rocket launchers and all this other stuff, because we can just CG it in there. That's why Knight Rider, the original, 82 to 86 series, was so impactful, especially on pop culture. It had a believability to it. I mean, yes, it was fantasy, it was sci-fi, but there were enough levels of thought put into it that there was a rule book. It's called the Knight Rider Bible. It's a do and don't of what you can do and what you can't do with the car, what you can show and what you don't show, to keep the mystery intact. You never knew what Kit's engine looked like because you never saw it. You saw it like maybe in a blurred shot or from a distance, or if the car was on the side, but you never saw the engine running. You were never told exactly what it was other than a turbine engine. But that's part of the mystery that kept Kit mysterious, and one of a kind. And then you watch the new Knight Rider, and they're like, oh, it's a Mustang with nano armor, and it runs on gasoline because gasoline is the most practical. And, I'm sure the environmentalist would have a field day with that one. But that's just the thing, the car turns into attack mode, and then it turns into other Fords because product placement, and it just got so ridiculous, so over the top. But the biggest part for me was when car turned into a giant GoBot. They say car is supposed to be a transformer, but a transformer can actually take a hit.
Right.
Don't get me started ranting on Knight Rider. We'll be here all night.
Well, if you remember all that, you probably remember BJ and the Bear, Starsky and Hutch.
Yes, car
I
was
watch
the
BJ and the Bear all
prototype.
the time.
Tommy, car was the prototype to Kit. It stands for Knight Automated Roving Robot. Kit's the Knight Industries 2000. And in the new series, it was the Knight Industries 3000 and the Knight Auto Robotic Exoskeleton. I don't remember it right now. It's just too late, but it's Knight Auto Cyber Cybernetic. I don't know. I'm not going to try to figure it out. You guys can Google it, but it wasn't what the original one was. And it wasn't the original car either. It was a different car project, which made even less sense. And they brought Peter Cullen back, who was the original voice of Car. And then he was replaced by Paul Frees, who was the ghost host at Disney's Haunted Mansion for Kit versus Car in season 3. There you go. There's some Knight Rider trivia for you.
Interesting. Yeah, I can't reach the other one that I have. I have Kit too.
Yeah, I have Kit, and I have the original Kit with my artwork in the background, which is a scanner. Instead of that explosion with the mountains, it was a scanner bar, which you can see on the front of my Knight Rider companion book. Not that I want to get into, the sales pitch here, but I wrote a 680-page guidebook to Knight Rider, so needless to say, I know a little something about the show.
Man, I watched a lot of Knight Rider. I watched a lot of A-Team, BJ and the Bear. Man. What other TV shows? You guys remember Rampart Emergency? Used to watch that.
Oh, there was Chips, which I
The
think
Chips.
is technically late 70s.
Yep.
There was, MacGyver came along later. You had Magnum PI.
Yep. Fall Guy.
Fall Guy. Fall Guy was also created by Glenn, created Knight Rider and Battlestar Galactica. The short-lived Automan, which was basically Tron on television.
Automan. I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, it was really obscure, but popular at the time.
There
Because
was
Tron, Tron was a big deal back in the early 80s.
There was a TV show that was popular. The guy's eyes changed color, and he didn't really change into a wolf, but he behaved wolf-like. I can't remember.
That
the
was
name.
called Manimal, I think.
No, it was called something else. It wasn't that one.
Oh, it was the other one? Okay.
It was a different name.
That's right, Mark.
Didn't they have that one Wolf Lake where they didn't really turn either?
Say it again.
Wolf Lake.
Wolf Lake. I've been to Wolf Lake in Utah.
Oh, Wolf Lake. I was like, I thought you said Wolf-like.
Or did you say Wolf Like?
No, Wolf Lake.
Lake. He said Lake. L-A-K-E.
Are you talking about the Wolf Lake in Utah?
I'm not sure. It was a show.
Really?
Yeah.
Wolf Lake.
Yeah, we forgot Airwolf. And Street Hawk, if you want to go down the super vehicle
Oh, yeah.
gambit of shows. And then you had the Knight Rider knockoff called Viper in the 90s. And the abysmal reboot of Knight Rider called Teen Knight Rider, which was technically a continuation.
Okay.
Loose continuation.
Wolf Lake, it was actually in 2001. So
Yeah, that sounded a lot more contemporary to me.
Had Lou Diamond Phillips in it. It was a TV series.
Yeah, I remember that
to
show.
2002.
That wasn't a bad show. It was okay. There was a lot worse. Of course, I like Lou Diamond Phillips.
I was a MacGyver and Renegade man.
Yeah, Blue Thunder. Blue Thunder started out as a movie.
Yep.
Man, that reminds
Roy
me.
Schneider, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Yeah. I want to get that. That reminds me, I need to get a hold of that movie, Blue
That's
Thunder.
just like, geez, I'm old.
But they also turned it into a series.
I'm like a pop culture machine. I can just pull it out of the air. Nothing's funnier than when you try to make a movie quote to someone who's younger in the newer generation and they don't get it. Like they don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah. It happens. It happens.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than having to explain it.
Well, the funny thing about Knight Rider, because it's a 30-something-year-old show, when people see Kit rolling down the street and they're younger, they're the newer generation, they think it's like the Batmobile or something. Which is it's always pretty funny.
Yeah, wasn't Dana Carvey also in another police show?
Well,
He
you
was the
had
chief.
T.J. Hooker,
Dana
pretty
Carvey.
popular
Wasn't he the
police show back then with William Shatner. What were you asking there, Rosetta?
What are you asking, Rosetta?
I try not to ignore the chat in here, Dana Carvey was in the Blue Thunder TV show. Okay. Gotta love Miami Vice, too. Can't leave that out.
Well, Rosetta, I'm sorry that you feel insulted.
Talked several times tonight. She wants on the panel. Well, invite her in, I guess. There's enough.
Yeah,
It's
we're
only
getting
3
ready.
people.
We're getting ready to wrap stuff up here soon.
Oh, I hear you. It's all good.
Yeah, I really liked Knight Rider. Yeah, that was a good show.
Well, it's one of the most popular shows of the 80s that people still, even today, gravitate towards. And they come to Knight Rider fan events and they still buy the merchandise. We're still getting Knight Rider merchandise all these years later. That has to say something. It's not just about Knight Rider, though. Also, just the look of the Trans Am. They don't make cars like that anymore. It's got a very sleek and beautiful look to it. The motion picture script that I was working on with Glenn, we were trying to bring Knight Rider to the big screen, and he wanted to start over from scratch in the beginning, like basically reintroduce Knight Rider to a new generation with the similar storyline, but obviously modern applications and stuff.
Right.
We were going to use a Camaro.
Well, there was a company that was converting Camaros into Trans Am. Who was that?
Yeah, that's Trans Am Depot.
And they were looking pretty sharp too, I gotta say.
Yeah, their biggest thing was a Smokey and the Bandit Camaro kit Trans Am thing. That was Kevin Morgan, I believe. Anyway, yeah, so if Kit was remade, if Glenn had his way, Kit would have been a Camaro. Would have been a black Camaro on it. I did concept art and stuff to basically kind of married the next generation between a Camaro and the 82 Trans Am and trying to incorporate the spirit of the two together. I came with a pretty good design. You can go to my Knight Rider fan page on Facebook. Just type in Knight Rider Companion if you want to look at the concept art and stuff. Just go to the Untold Story of Glenn Larson and read through that. It's like a 6-part article. It tells you all about how I got into the Knight Rider stuff and met Glenn and his movie ideas and how he felt about the television shows and all that. But anyway.
Yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up here because it's about.
Sounds good to me. It's what, 11:30? Yeah.
11:40 here.
Well, it's 11:40 here.
And elsewhere in other time zones, it's about 2 something.
Yeah. Well, this was
Good night,
fun, everyone.
It's been fun. We'll
Yeah.
see you next time.
Good luck to all you people in the chat. Thanks for coming out.
Indeed. Thank you. Night all.
And
Thank you
till
for
next time.
big thank you to the wrenches that are here.
Hail the
Appreciate you.
Phantom Menace.
Hail to the Phantom Menace. Good night.
All right, good night.
Good night.